Welcome to the Half Moon Podcast. Drew, we got some news. And boy, I know that you're ready to share something with me.
I know, my dad's out of the morgue. It's great.
Starting off strong.
I meant to say prison. I don't know why I said morgue. He came back to life. A necromancer dropped by and just...
Yeah,
I got lucky.
Yep. You got lucky.
Well, he got more lucky than I did. He was revived from the dead.
Yeah. You were just, rewarded for nothing. Moving on.
How does it feel that you have to put up with my antics?
It feels like I can't wait for people to embrace the fact that we are planning a show about that.
It's about me? That's why you came up with this?
No, it's about both of us. And my reactions
No, you phrased that in such a way.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Alright.
And now I know.
Alright, well, we're a minute in.
It's all the catch me on Nat Geo.
Okay. Alright.
So, Sonic.
We all know what happened.
You know that
Sonic
guy,
Central.
You know that guy that I hate and I think is very unimpressive for a video game franchise?
Who? Sonic?
Yeah, let's talk about him for 4 hours.
Let's do it. Okay, so... hold on. I would like... Okay, so for everyone here, I would like everyone to know that I am a poor researcher. I view things at a passing glance at best, and Drew goes in depth into, the fucking sewers.
I'm Velma Dinkley.
Velma Dinkley. But you learn everything you can, and I don't.
It's just the way I am. Once something catches my interest, especially for video game news, it overtakes my brain. It seeps in like a parasitic plant in your garden, and I'm just I have to hack into the mainframe. I gotta know.
Yeah. No, it just with me, I just kind of leave it to the presentation and the developers to just tell you the information that they want you to know.
And as it would turn out, sometimes that's the worst thing you could do to stay informed.
Yes.
Which is, yeah. So we were talking about this just before we hit the record button. I have some stuff to drop on Ryan.
Yes.
Especially considering.
And you all get to hear my reaction to this news, but I would like to preface all of this by saying that I would like, Drew, for you to first hear my recounting of the direct.
I mean, that's how I always want to start.
So, I call it a direct. Sonic Central.
It's a direct. It's a state of
direct.
Play. It's everything.
It's exactly how it is.
Yeah.
So, what it started with was a minute.
This hammer?
It's not a hammer.
What is this?
First of all, no one's going to know what you're talking about.
I don't give a shit. What is this?
It's just a fucking, a thing with a... It's basically a microphone.
It's not plugged into anything.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be. It's a whacking thing.
Oh, Ryan?
Yeah.
How licentious.
Put it down.
I'll wash my hands later. I'm sorry.
No one's going to know what you're talking about.
That seems very ineffective, considering that you have a penis. He's staring off into space. Because
I don't know how to describe to everyone listening what you're talking about.
So I thought it was like workout equipment.
It is. It basically is. It's two workout
equipment. It's workout equipment. I get you. Don't worry about it.
Moving on.
We'll talk about it in post.
No, we won't. Moving on. This is exactly what Drew wanted. Moving on. So...
I got the giggles.
Yeah, I know you do. So... I want to know if, because you watched it later, I'm assuming. Or did you even watch it?
I watched it live.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay. Did it also glitch out for you?
At the very beginning?
Yes.
Yes! And I missed the first announcement about the concert.
I didn't miss the first announcement. I watched it through, I believe it was IGN. That was the only, or no, Game Explain maybe. One of those two. I was watching it through them, and then suddenly it just rewinded.
Oh.
All the way back to a minute before the thing started, and it's had the countdown.
It glitched out for them too, or?
Yeah, it glitched out for them too, and it started to before then, and then it came on, and then we got fucking Eric Gorbachev talking about something.
Ivo was Gersh.
It started with the G. That was all I
Eggman.
needed.
It was Eggman.
It was Eggman. We all know it.
His name was Ivo.
Oh, well then there you go. That's all you need.
Global Chief Brand Officer Ivo actually Robotnik.
Okay. Well,
Working for Sega.
moving on. Working for Sega.
And Bowser at Nintendo.
They're taking over.
That's kind of hot.
That's kind of like, that's interesting. Anyways, moving on. So, I watched it and I was, okay, so in my typical direct format, I have known directs to start strong and then kind of drizzle through most of what people may or may not like until the end when you unleash something big.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's kind of, you start on a high note, you end on a high note, but whatever's in the middle, it could be for anyone.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I assumed. This started on the weakest note I could have talking, and that's saying something because it started with actual fucking notes. It started with a symphony. And it started with that, and I can't even really complain about that. It's just not for me. I just listen to music differently, but
I might check it out.
Maybe, but I could just hear it later probably.
You know what? I feel bad. I just realized there's one piece of news that, like, I don't know if you caught all of this because you're not on social media. Whereas I kind of follow it. I check out my Twitter every once in a while. Do you know what happened with Roger Craig Smith?
No.
So this was about let's say like 2 months ago. It wasn't that long ago. Earlier this year.
Okay.
On Twitter, Roger Craig Smith said he would no longer be the VA of Sonic.
Oh. Huh.
I think he said, like, I'll be voicing him in the show maybe, but the next game will be someone else. It's been nice working on him. And everyone was freaking out about it. And then one day, the day before the Sonic Central presentation, he said, yep, I'm back.
That's a good sign.
And now we're all wondering what happened. And Roger hinted at something, implying there's some weird legal stuff going on.
Really?
Maybe an NDA thing, or maybe he's just respecting the company's privacy. But it sounded like he just wanted to. It sounded like he wanted to move, and that was gonna interfere with the recording process.
Okay.
But it seems like either he changed his mind or he and Sega worked out like a compromise. It doesn't sound like anything super shifty, but it's just kind of weird because we'll probably never know exactly what happened.
Well, it's probably a personal matter.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's probably not really that interesting. It's probably just working out stuff about your job.
Well, it's only interesting in the fact that, like, suddenly he's like returned. Like,
Yeah.
everyone thought he was like gone for like a reason.
Yeah, there's one tweet like 24 hours before the presentation where you just tweeted like, "Yeah, I'm back. It's good to be back, Sonic fans." And then he's in the presentation.
Yeah.
So,
weird.
for all we know, that whole drama, quote unquote drama, about him leaving, that may have lasted like 36 hours, and then Sega got him back on board. Whereas
Probably.
we were in the dark for like 2 months, and that's just how like business stuff works.
Yeah.
But it was a really interesting period of time because a lot of people were talking about, are they going to get someone new, or are they going to get Ben Schwartz from the Sonic movie to be a new VA, or are we going to get someone older like Ryan Drummond or Jason Griffith back? It was an interesting time.
Okay. So there's a lot of speculation, but now it's just Roger Craig Smith
Yeah.
back.
It's the usual with the video game industry, is a lot of speculation over something we're being kept in the dark about for random reasons. We're back from the morgue. We visited my dad.
I guess that's Drew's marker for when to edit this out, but
It's Drew's mark.
point being, moving on. So we got, again, this is through my eyes so far. So I saw Sonic Colors and I was all right. I was happy with it.
Wait, we gotta go in order, you dingle.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about noteworthy stuff that I picked up on. And then we're going into your stuff.
You're right, because you're lame.
Yeah, exactly.
And unprepared.
Because I'm not unprepared.
And your favorite color is green. Like, come on, man. Like,
you're sitting in a green chair.
This is black. It's green.
Yeah. Yeah, think again, buddy.
Sorry, Dad.
Don't. So, he just came back from the morgue. You're already disrespecting him. So.
Because we know his skin was green.
No, because you called me dad.
Oh,
That was my reference.
folks, do you honestly think
Do you think we're
I
awake
keep track
enough?
of my own joke?
Do you think we're awake enough to deal with this?
You've been up for 3 hours.
I've been up for like 2,
Oh!
said Drew, as he lunged forward trying to scalp my head.
Force damn leather belt. Ah! Level 18.
Then, what I saw from the Sonic Direct was
Perfect segue.
I'm sorry to say this, but an encyclopedia.
Okay, you joke about that. Dumb name?
Dumb name.
I might buy that.
I would be interested in it. Dumb name. I don't like the name.
I'm all for it. I don't care.
I don't know. It's just me, but
What is the price of that? Isn't it like, I think it's 50.
probably.
There's a deluxe version with like a couple extra pages and a different cover for like 80, but I think the standard's 40 or 50.
Probably 40.
And for
40
something
would probably be a good starting price.
For something that's probably like 200 pages of like a history of the games with some like concept art here and there.
No, that's fine.
I'm ready for it.
I got the Creating a Champion Breath of the Wild thing for like 20 online, but it was like 40 in store.
You bought me the Hollow Knight art book.
Yes.
How much was that? Like 30?
That I think was 30. It
Super worth it.
was good.
Video game art books are great, and you're hating on the coolest one ever.
I
right
am
now.
not. I do not hate it.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's okay. It's okay.
You need to stop. You need a big old stop button on that big old brain.
Most days, yes.
Yes. So I'm going to, the next time you do that, Drew, I am going to slap your wrist.
That's gonna get into BDSM territory real quick.
Yeah, but you're into that, and I'm not.
Don't
So that's your fault.
Don't let your kids get into this.
Yeah, this is not for anyone trying to be like, oh, this is a nice little. It's called Half Moon. Oh, they're just half. No,
Episode 2 is a really great point
we
to
are the
tell
half
you this
moon-
isn't kid friendly.
we are the half moons that you see at the fucking beach, and you're looking those rears, son, and you're saying, man, that's a half moon right there. That's exposure. And I don't want that for my child.
Is that when one of your butt cheeks is tanned and the other is just glue white?
No, how is that even possible?
You cut your swim trunks in half, bro.
Why would anyone do that?
Because we live in America.
What a great country. I say that though I live in it, but still, what a fan-fucking-tastic country.
So, here's 2 things we should tell you now that you've watched the first episode and ruined your lives. Point A, this is not kid-friendly. Point B, we're really, really, really good at staying on topic.
Yes, so good, in fact, that we wasted about 13 minutes now.
Oh, honey, that's nothing.
Yes. We were actually really good. I was surprised how well we were staying on topic in the first one. But,
And I'm trying to remember where we were.
No, I know. We were at the encyclopedia.
You went from Colors Ultimate to the encyclopedia.
Yeah, and then...
Was there anything more you want to say about Colors, or do you want to save that for, like, later?
I'll save that for later.
Okay.
Again, this is just my view as, like, a general fan of the of the presentation.
Yeah.
I can't remember much else. Much else isn't really sticking to me. And
I mean, it was a 13-minute presentation. A lot of it was... It kind of flew by.
But the last thing I remember was seeing that like, oh, one more thing, and I was like, oh, they're doing the Nintendo thing, one more thing.
They put Cloud in Smash.
Basically, that's what I was assuming. I was like, oh, what new game, what new thing's gonna happen here? Are they gonna suddenly Smash trailer Eggman in Smash, or are they gonna do something like that?
Oh, don't get my dick so hard.
Well, your fault. But I was just thinking about that because I was just like, man, what are they gonna do? And then I got literally Sonic running with like a pixel art behind him, and that was it. And then he ran in a circle and sped off, and I was like,
It's almost an effective teaser. I feel like it needed one more little thing.
It needed one more little thing because that wasn't enough. The way I viewed Direct, I told you this at the beginning, start on a high, drizzle it out, end on a high. They should have started with Sonic Colors to be like, okay, this, the public wanted it. Start on Sonic Colors. Then do all of that minute shit in the middle. End on something a little more than that.
But
you needed
Ryan,
a little more.
But Ryan, 2 Point Hospital, a game I saw on Steam a year ago, and then Amy's in it.
Is she?
Yeah, I was looking through the presentation.
How do you look through that? How do you look at that?
Oh, that's that's what you mean.
How do you fucking look at that for more than 2 minutes and say, all right, I'm done? I looked at that for the trailer's length and I was like, no. Why is this here?
For the first time in my sad, pathetic, dumb little life in the Irish foothills, I tried to be serious, and Ryan's the one who made a joke.
Because I was looking at that fucking 2 Point Hospital as like, oh, you get to design your own hospital. It's like, yeah, you can too if you fucking go to medical school. You could do that all damn day. You could put a little rug saying welcome right at the beginning of a surgery room, and you're just like, you know what, that's fine. Put Sonic on your fucking badge and be like, hey, you like Sonic? I'm gonna go into your intestines and get some stuff out.
Is this what I sound like?
Occasionally, yes. Because it's really what it is. It's just, you just look at, who the fuck wants that? Who the fuck wants?
Bryce,
why was this a thing?
Shh.
Why?
Honey, it's gonna be okay.
No, it's not. Why was this a thing?
I like how we're freaking out about the 2 Point Hospital thing. Can we talk about? So let's just go in order at this point.
Yeah, just go in order.
Global Chief Brand Officer of Sonic the Hedgehog, Ivo, actually fucking Robotnik.
Yeah.
Eggman.
Yeah.
Is the president of like the advertising branch. God, that's hot. That's just the best thing. And then the symphony, which I missed. There wasn't really much, but it's gonna be free and live streamed. And
free and live streamed. It's nice.
I may actually check that out. And then what I was gonna say was, I like how you're freaking out about the 2 Point Hospital thing.
Oh, that's only part of my freak out, but go on.
Tokyo 2020? Literally just a guy.
Oh my gosh.
If you just saw like a still frame of that like trailer for the cross promotional material in that game, and you saw it on like CNN, you'd think someone had broken into the You think like, yeah, he was there in the 400-meter dash for like 2 minutes, and then we escorted him out of the Olympic Stadium.
I thought you were saying someone dressed as Sonic from the crowd just jumped down and started running on the track.
I mean, what would really be the difference?
I know.
I can hear the reporter on the TV station. One of the security officers had a lapel mic, and when he got close to the mysterious masked Sonic guy, all you could hear was muffled Green Hill Zone. He didn't say anything. He smelt faintly of chili dogs and sweat. Next up, cat video.
Cat video. Local cat video.
You know how the news goes.
Yeah, I know.
5 people get murdered, cat video, weather. It's just an
Rinse
endless
and
repeat. It's just those 3 things.
Yep.
9 million people die in
Local
Paris terrorist attack, and then look at this cat with one eye.
With one eye. Okay. All right, we're done with the Olympic game. There's nothing to be said about the fucking Olympic games there.
I did want to say it is actually really funny. I think it's especially funny to me after I think they've had five Mario and Sonic Olympic games, and then
that was the weird thing.
And then they released a mobile game last year that was just Sonic at the Olympic Games. Like, it's just Sonic characters. Only on mobile, no Mario. And then this. Like, that specific progression since, like, 2007 to now. I lost my shit. It's a really funny cross promotion. I think it's really good. If you're gonna do cross promotional material with Sonic, like he's such a meme lord. I hate that the company sometimes relies on the meminess instead of Sonic being unironically cool.
That's the thing.
I love that. They go all in with the joke.
See, but you love it for the wrong reason.
No, I love it for this is exactly the kind of reaction they want elicited.
No, but I mean, like, it doesn't make Sonic look like he's supposed to look. Like, he doesn't look like this.
He looks like a guy in a costume.
Yes!
And it's great.
Alright, I'll
You realize 3/4 of this game's measly, like, 1.5 million sales are just gonna be from Sonic fans.
Yes.
And they're only gonna play is that guy that jumped from the crowd for curling. Wait, that's Winter Olympics. What was I thinking of? Hammer throw. Hammer throw, curling, same thing.
Oh, jeez.
I was gonna say though, there's not really much else besides it's just a guy in a costume for Tokyo 2020. 2 Point Hospital. I was looking. Not only are there like decorations, I think I saw like posters and stuff.
Yeah.
But I noticed at least 4 different like character costumes. There's Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy.
Yeah. Moving on.
The characters in that game have like weird mouths.
They do. I saw.
They look like the Danimals monkey.
Well, they look like fucking claymation, don't they?
Almost, kind of, yeah.
That's what it reminded me of when I saw it. I was just like, that looks so weird. I hate claymation. I am not into claymation.
Well, I'm not into you.
You don't need to be.
I'm glad we agree on that.
Yeah. Moving on.
What was next? Oh yeah, the Sonic the Fighters cabinet and Lost Judgment. I kept thinking Lost Judgment was a Yakuza game. No, it's from the same people as Yakuza.
No, they said it was like a... Oh yeah, I guess from the same franchise as the Yakuza, whatever. I don't like how they said it. The Yakuza. It's like... That's how you
Wait,
pronounce
is that how they said it?
They said Yakuza.
Okay, now I don't know how to pronounce that word, because I've gone back and forth on it for years.
I've heard literally everyone I've ever talked to has said Yakuza. And that's how a lot of people pronounce it. I think it was just a mispronunciation.
That's possible. And those are all 3 games that they showed in the cross-promotion thing.
Mm-hmm.
Except they teased Minecraft.
They did. They did tease Minecraft at like a later date. So that might be like a Sonic...
Yeah.
Like a... What is it? Like they do like downloadable worlds
Yeah,
and
they
stuff.
do like downloadable worlds with different like textures and stuff.
I'm totally fine with that.
I love Minecraft cross promotions and stuff.
No, yeah.
They have like
it's good promotion.
They do all kinds of stuff. They've done like Mario and Jurassic World.
No, yeah,
Lots
the
of cool
Mario
stuff.
one was really fun.
I'm unironically kind of excited to see what the Sonic one will look like.
Oh yeah, dude, I can guarantee you right now, fucking Green Hills Absolute. That's coming. I can see it right now.
Listen, as sick as we all are of Green Hill, I want to see Green Hill in Minecraft.
No, listen. I say this because I'm sick of Green Hill in general.
Dude,
but
all of the ruins, all of the like stone blocks and the ruins in the caves, they're gonna look like Marble Zone because they have lava. Oh, it's gonna be all like purple and gray and weird. Oh,
There you go. That's all you need. Like literally, that's just how it's gonna be.
The way they phrase that, I say after my intense orgasm over Marble Zone. Yes. Because we all love Marble Zone.
Because hardcore Sonic fans probably do.
I like how Marble Zone looks, actually. I like the color scheme. When they show that Minecraft tease on screen, the way they phrase it sounds like there's going to be more than just that. Like, more cross-promotion stuff. Probably throughout, like, this year and next year.
They said throughout the year.
And, ooh, I'm kind of excited. It's probably...
I'm curious.
Major, but...
I'm curious to see what it is, but after what they showed, I'm not particularly excited. That's the problem, is that they didn't show anything really worth, like, any noteworthy things. Like, Minecraft, they tease. I don't think
any of it's going to be noteworthy. Just, like, a neat little bonus.
That's true. I guess that's fine.
You realize all the 2 Point Hospital one might be paid. But I think, like, the Tokyo 2021 is, like, free. Most of these are just going to be, like, free little things with, like, a cameo, and that's it. I'm fine with that. I think that's all it needs to be. Mm-hmm. Don't expect, like, oh, this guarantees, like, a Sonic character in Smash, or, like...
Oh, no.
Anything like that.
Yeah. No, that's fine. It just... I don't know. It's such a weak note for me. I just
It
didn't
should
really
have
look forward to it.
Sonic, like you said, Sonic Colors Ultimate should have been the very first thing they showed. Like even before Ivo.
Start on that high note.
Start on that high note, which I mean we're at now because that was the very next thing.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I want to point out is this game had been rumored for a while, and I don't know if anyone had said this at some point, but for whatever reason, I thought a long time ago when these rumors first came up, like a couple months ago, I thought it was going to be a PlayStation exclusive. It was going to be exclusive to PS4 and PS5, and I was really hoping that either I misremembered that or that was incorrect information. Because what the fuck would be the point of having a game be a console exclusive and then 10 years later making it exclusive just to the other guy? That helps out no one.
Yep.
I thought that would have been awful. But no, this is coming to all platforms except Steam. It's not coming to Steam, it's coming to Epic Game Store.
Oh.
Which I didn't even know about this because I'm not into PC gaming.
Yeah.
I discovered a little controversy where Epic Game Store tries to buy exclusive rights for certain games.
Really?
Usually it's timed. Usually it's like 1 year of exclusivity, and then those games will go on Steam. But like Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, it did that with
You can't get Kingdom Hearts on Steam right now. It might later on because it hasn't even been a year.
Yeah.
If I heard that right. But
probably, I don't know.
Yeah. That's
weird.
That's a little. I don't
it's
know
sketchy
if I
in
should.
Business practice.
I don't know if I should say scummy, because on the one hand, it's like Steam's really by and large, the biggest platform for PC gaming. But on the other hand, they hold a monopoly because they're really good.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because Epic's is trying to like hold them back from just like taking all of their potential sales, but it's also it's in such a way where you're kind of fighting between the two.
And I hear a lot of people like the Epic Game Store, but I also unanimously hear, even from people who like Epic, that Steam has a lot more options.
Well, yeah, that's the trade-off.
Platform. Yeah. So,
It's weird. It's a weird scenario, but neither of us are PC gamers, so that's not really our battle to fight for. So, sorry, PC gamers. I hope you guys can make a developed choice. I would go for the more options personally. That I would wait. Because if I were a PC
just
gamer,
get it on Steam.
Yeah, because Steam already has everything. Give it a year.
It just caught me off guard because I mean, Epic Game Store is still relatively new; it's only a couple years old. But like, Lost World eventually came to PC through Steam. Sonic's had a good history on Steam.
Yeah.
But no, this is coming to every other platform: Xbox, Switch, PlayStation.
I saw.
September 7th. We won't have to wait long for this. This is gonna be
3 days before my B-Day.
No, I'm not getting you anything. Stop asking.
I didn't ask.
Yeah, don't.
It's technically like 5 days before your B-Day right now. Isn't it like 5?
Yeah.
June 3rd? Yeah. No, all I was saying was that was noteworthy to me. I was just like, 3 days before my birthday. That comes out, I might get it for myself.
Yeah, shut up.
Whatever.
I'm not getting you anything.
I don't want you to. It's your choice. I'm 21. Either way.
Speaking of choices, you can purchase a digital deluxe version that I have no fucking idea why they're making. I don't really even understand what it is.
That's concerning to me. Because I'm worried that they're going to announce something at a later date, probably in July or August, that says like, oh, we have this like a pre-order bonus type thing.
Well, there are already pre-order bonuses.
That were announced.
I'm just gonna start getting into this now.
Get into the stuff already that I don't know.
That this presentation seemed cool. All in all, like look, with the 3 major announcements: Colors Ultimate, Origins, new game. With those 3 things.
I didn't even see Origins.
That was the classics question.
Oh, that was the classics.
Those 3 things. Okay, cool. That's really what you came here for. Just talking about those 3 things. I thought this presentation was cool because it showed us those 3 things.
Mm-hmm.
And then you realize you go on really any other website for 5 minutes after this presentation, you see all this other shit that they didn't mention. And it seems to me like this whole presentation was slapped together in 5 fucking minutes.
It probably was.
Because there's a whole lot they could have talked about with Colors Ultimate.
All right, Drew. Without further ado, lay it on me. Because disclaimer, I've never played Sonic Colors ever. So I don't know what's new here and what's not.
Well, you know what? We could talk about that briefly real quick. I think it's an interesting choice that they are remastering this game. Again, it's very cool. I love it when they take specifically a platform exclusive game, because this was just on the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
This was only for Nintendo stuff. 360 and PS3, this was not on. It never came back later.
Oh.
It's cool that they're giving this to all platforms.
Okay.
Just let everyone play it. And I'm the Nintendo guy. There's no point. If it were up to me, there'd be one console, and everybody would make games for that one console.
Yeah.
So I like that. A lot of people would have rather had Unleashed specifically, and yes. I can get that. And I was mulling over this yesterday, and I think I would rather Colors have the remaster, just because it was on an SD console. It wasn't HD. It looks really good for a Wii game, I might add. It's honestly one of the best looking Wii games in my opinion. If anything, just for the amount of stuff going on screen at all times and how colorful that game is. Mm-hmm. That game looks gorgeous. In HD, I think it's gonna look at least really good.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think I would prefer Colors over Unleashed. It's one of those things where, and I feel this way about a lot of games in the franchise, Unleashed has the higher highs. Colors, yes. When you play it, because I want to prep you for this, you said this is the most interesting thing to you in the presentation.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a 10 out of 10 game. It's weird. A lot of people praised this game to hell and back when it came out because it was basically Unleashed without the Werehog levels.
Okay.
The Unleashed daytime levels are more fun. I'd say probably all of the generation's modern Sonic levels are more fun. Colors is still a lot of fun, though. I think what makes a difference is, even though the level design is not quite as good as Unleashed or Generations, there's no gimmick that interrupts things. The gimmick of Colors is using the wisps, and those are power-ups in the level. There's no, okay, you beat Act 1 of Tropical Resort, now I have to be a werewolf for half an hour. There's no, oh, now I have to play Classic Sonic. It's just those levels.
Just power-ups.
The whole game is one focused concept.
That's good.
And you can argue about how well it is executed. I think it's executed just good enough.
That is the one thing I will say that I felt gets in the way of the gameplay for things like Unleashed, where it's very much driven to be like, okay, you're Sonic now, you're Werehog later, you're doing all that, you're switching back and forth, and you wrestle with the controls on the decision of like, okay, I'm in this beat 'em up game, and now I'm racing around, and you're like, this is fun, but it kind of, the way that the stages present themselves to you, whether you play PS2 version and Wii version or the Xbox 360 version and PS3 version, are just entirely different no matter what you play them on. So it's just a big if anything, you know what, I would say, and this is probably going to be a really unpopular opinion, I would give Unleashed a remake. Because I would...
That's not an unpopular opinion. Unleashed has really come around. Unleashed is now, for the last couple of years, I find that a lot of people say it's like their favorite Sonic game.
I like it. I like the PS2 version probably a little bit better because it's actually linear. And the thing with an open world for me is that you have to be able to acknowledge the player's innate sense of wonder. Because they're in an area. You give them this area to just roam around in.
Are you talking about the hub worlds?
Yeah, the hub worlds. It's like, if you don't acknowledge the player's innate sense of wonder, you're not doing anything for this 3D world. So that's why I kind of like the linearity of Sonic Unleashed on PS2 and stuff, which is what I played it on. And I view that, and I'm just listening to it, and I'm just reading it. I don't need to run around an entire world going places where it doesn't want me to go and just like
I'm fine with the hub worlds because one, I think they add a little bit of character, just being able to run around.
they do, but they don't add enough. That's why I would say a remake.
Oh, okay.
That's
what you mean.
Yeah, that's why I would say a remake where it's like, okay, put more stuff in there. Put more faith in that system. Because they developed both of those games differently at the same time, so they obviously had to make a compromise.
Yeah, because that's how you do hub worlds right.
Yeah.
Sonic Adventure got kind of close, where there's not a whole lot to do, but it is still fun to run around. And then 06.
06 was...
They're way too big and there's not enough to do. I think Unleashed is the closest compromise we've had, where they might be a little too small for their own good, but it's still fun to just kind of look around. They're easily the most kind of varied, dense hub worlds we've had.
It is. I would say, if anything, 06 is a good example because that world is big enough. That world's whole feature, as far as that game, is that it is a big enough area where you can look at one area and be like, I want to go there, and you can go there.
Yeah, that's cool about the 06 hub worlds.
That's the thing that totally gets in the way of...
They're still a little bland to me. The size is cool. Probably a little too big.
They are bland.
For your movement speed.
Yes.
But just being told, like, hey, the hub world's this big, and you're, at first at least, you're kind of like, ooh.
No, it's... I'm not saying it's a perfect world or anything, but, like, that's why I would say, if anything, remake the 360 and PS3 versions to have something a little more for those hub worlds.
Yeah. And there's a number of tweaks you can make. You could get rid of the tornado defense stages or improve them. You could improve the werehog.
Anything. It's limitless.
Make the stages shorter. Yeah.
Literally limitless. It's just a matter of perspective, and
oh yeah.
That's the only problem there. Sonic Colors, I will fully and wholeheartedly embrace because it is something new that is brought to me, and I will say, you know what? I'm going to give it a chance. And the way that it's been described to me so far from you is that it is all one concept, which I like. Because if it's just one concept, then it's going to be something that I can improve upon each level, rather than be like, okay, I went from Sonic stages, now I got to go for Werehog stages and learn how to fight.
Yeah.
And do that.
That's the thing is, again, Unleashed, Generations, SA2, they all have higher highs, I would argue. But Colors just sticks with one fucking thing and it knows what it's doing. So, even though, like, okay, I would rather play Metal Harbor than Planet Wisp. But if you handed me a copy of SA2 and a copy of Colors, and you told me, okay, these games have blank save files, so you have to start from the beginning, I'm picking Colors every time. Even though I would have more fun in 5 minutes with SA2, if you're asking me to play through the whole game, no.
Kind of a slog.
I'm not going through Aquatic Mine again. Fuck you.
See that? Okay.
I'll play through Colors and have a pretty moderate amount of fun for 2 hours.
See, that for me is like, I only don't like the, what is it,
That's the thing, is my opinion on SA2 differs from a lot of people like that game. I at least... Man, Sonic's all just tangents.
Well, that's the thing.
This
Sonic
franchise
has
is
so
so
many
deep.
iterations.
It's so deep. Briefly to go into it, I at least like that SA2 is more focused on Sonic Adventure in that, hypothetically, just having the Gamma and Knuckles stages still allow for fast gameplay, just not fast Sonic gameplay. Yeah. But still, you're meant to go fast, you're meant to go for a high score. I like that. Mm-hmm. I just wish it were Sonic.
That's fun.
And then, it's weird, like, I like Sonic Unleashed more, but I don't like the Werehog more than, like, the mech stages in SA2, because at least in those stages, or more so the Gamma stages in SA1, you feel like you're going fast.
Yeah, no, you can go at whatever speed you want in those stages.
Yeah.
That's the biggest free. That's actually the one part that
the fastest you can go in fucking Skyscraper Scamper is 25 minutes. Haha! Yeah!
That is the fucking worst. And that's why I like Sonic Unleashed on PS2. Is because it's split up into parts. It's split up into acts, and that is a slog. I know what you will say.
No, I understand it more when you phrase it like that, because when you put all of the Werehog stages together in those games, they're about as long as a 20 or 30 minute thing in the HD game. But I see your point in that at least, like, if you want to take a break, you can stop halfway through.
Yes.
Now I know this isn't what you're saying, so don't take this as like a counter argument so much more as a bit of a digression, but my whole thing is, why should I want to have to take a break from something that's supposed to be fun?
No, yeah, I entirely get you.
And the answer is it's not fun.
No, that's 100% true. It's just a fact of how it's played.
Yeah.
That's the problem, and that's why I view Sonic Unleashed, if it were to ever, which probably not until like 20 years from now, get a remake, that would be the game.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. Honestly, it's so weird. The idea of, if you could remake one Sonic game, what would it be? I feel like there's a whole lot of answers to that. You could say Forces, you could say SA1, you could say Hero, you could say fucking anything.
I wouldn't remake Heroes. I feel like that whole game thrives.
My answer is somewhere between Forces and Heroes. Because I feel like those games have the most untapped potential.
You know what I would do? I would just fucking cut other Sonic out of Forces.
What, Classic Sonic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just cut
There's
him
no
out.
reason for him to be there.
Literally none.
And he controls worse than Generations.
Yeah. No, the reason I did not, one of the biggest reasons I did not like that game was because I was forced to play as Classic Sonic, and I just couldn't.
And at least in Generations, he controls a little better, and there's a point to him being there. Like, it fits with the game's concept.
Yes, it fits with that whole plot.
Like, oh, modern Sonic and Chemical Plant, and then you go, ooh, Classic Sonic and Seaside Hill. That's a really neat concept, and I think they have, like, both Sonics in that game have really good level design. In Forces, not only is there no point for Classic Sonic to be there, besides, yeah, we're tying this in with the better game not made by us. $40, please.
Yep.
Not only that, no one in that game has good level design.
No.
It's great.
I struggled immensely.
Welcome back to the Let's Complain About Sonic Forces for the Rest of Our Lives podcast.
Yeah, really. But, like, okay, we should move on a little bit.
I did want to say something.
God bless you.
No.
Okay.
I did want to say, you were touching on hub worlds and Unleashed, and they won't do it because it would take too much time and too much effort.
Yeah.
But I don't mean that sarcastically. I mean that seriously.
No, yeah,
because this is just like a touched up port. They're putting some stuff into it. They're not like making whole new levels. So probably for their time and budget and like staff size, this would be way too much. But out of all the games that could have hub worlds in it, it sucks that Colors does not. Because the whole game is you're in Eggman's amusement park.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the world maps are fucking Mario 3. It's an amusement park. What do you do in an amusement park? You walk around and you ogle at everything around you. Colors was made to have hub worlds.
Do you think that will ever be like a thing they do? Is add like just one hub world, like where you like can like a Super Mario 64 Peach's Castle situation where you can go to these other.
No, I don't think they will.
Okay.
And I'll live. I'm fine.
No, yeah, that's fine. It's just saying it sucks that it's not this.
Like you were saying, Unleashed having bigger hub worlds would help fully realize the kind of cool concept that you're going around the world exploring these different cultures. I think hub worlds would help Colors really make you feel like you're in an amusement park. And the levels do a good job at that.
Yeah.
And just like all the visuals in that game, from the world maps to the levels to the cinematics, to the PA announcements. Oh.
No, I just like I view what you're telling me right now as like, okay, it's typical Sonic gotta go fast type stuff. But it's like I envision playing Sonic Heroes where you have to sometimes just stop and like defeat enemies, and while you're defeating enemies, you're looking around and being like, "Oh, that's neat, that's cool," like a little thing.
To an extent, I guess.
To an extent, but I'm just saying like the most lukewarm of basic.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm saying. Like if you're in an amusement park and not just a casino world.
Yeah.
I could see the grandeur like coming out of that.
I was gonna say I think everyone should play Sonic Colors because again, like I think you should play SA2 or Unleashed if like you're already into Sonic and like you're okay with trying new things. So if you want a more quintessential experience to get the gist of Sonic, I think Colors is good because it's got a lot of character, it's solid, and it's short. But it still has replay value.
Okay.
I think Colors, even though comparatively to like the higher highs of Sonic and like Sonic 3 and Sonic Adventure 2, Colors is not quite as exciting. I think it is something every Sonic fan should try. I think it's still a game that captures the essence of Sonic very well, has its own identity. It's good stuff. So I'm glad that they're re-releasing this. I didn't need it to be a full remake either. I'm fine with just a basic enhanced support job.
Yeah.
I don't think Colors really needed it.
Are they You said they're including other things with it?
Yeah.
I wanted to know what that was, if you have any information on it.
So the first thing that'll pop out to people, not the most exciting thing, but the Jade Wisp is on the cover, and that is a wisp that was not in the original Colors. It wasn't even DS version. DS had a few of its own wisps. This was something just made for Team Sonic Racing. But now it is a full like new power up in Colors. And if you go on the website, it says it lets you pass through walls easily and levitate like a ghost to reach otherwise impossible areas.
Oh.
So that has me wondering if they're, again, I don't think they're making new levels or anything for this game. And they're not like fully remaking levels. I'm wondering though if they're adding a couple branching paths, because I can't tell if this means explore new paths we put in the level, or like there's this room that you could drill into with a yellow wisp, or you could use a ghost wisp instead. I think it's more so new paths that sounds a little more plausible.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Okay. Sonic really is one of those things that we could just talk about forever.
Sonic is a.
He's a jack of all trades.
I was listening to another like Sonic podcast, and one person described Sonic very interestingly as Sonic's really interesting to me because you can go as deep into the franchise as you want to. Like you could just play like a couple games and be like, oh, they're neat. But if you want to learn more about Sonic, there's 30 years of games and comics and shows and lore and merchandise, and it gets weirder and more fascinating the farther you go.
Yeah.
And we're just talking about the fucking Wii game right now.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
It's so cool.
We're just on video games and it's still weird. But go
on. In the trailer, you see Sonic wearing different gloves and shoes. Which
maybe
is
costume abilities.
Yeah. Just gloves and shoes, not anything really else. If you go on the website, they talk more about everything, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
At least what little there is. But they talk more about the digital deluxe version. And they mention specifically in the trailer for it that gold and silver outfits are exclusive to the digital deluxe version. If you look at the trailer, though, there's at least one, if not two, other sets of gloves and shoes. So I think the gold and silver ones are exclusive to digital deluxe, but you will get others in the game. Like, it's just those two, and there's going to be a whole lot more that you can unlock.
So they don't do anything, they're just costumes.
Yeah, which I'm fine with. I mean, for all we know, they could be like stat differences, like faster acceleration or like better air mobility. I don't know.
Mm.
I would guess not. They're probably just cosmetic.
Yeah, probably just cosmetic.
Whatever. Which brings me to something they didn't touch on at all in the trailer.
Okay.
In the Rise of the Wisp trailer, you see Metal Sonic.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, this is cool, because I love Metal Sonic. Why the fuck is he here? Because he's not in Colors at all. And when I visited the website, I found my answer. There's a new mode called Rival Rush where you race Metal Sonic in levels.
Oh, so it's like a ghost mode.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Either he's going to be attacking you through the stage, or more than likely it's probably just time trial. I think it's just a time trial mode with a more interesting name. I hope I at least get to see Metal Sonic like racing through the level.
Or you get at least to fight him once.
Yeah. But it mentions that you get rewards for it.
Oh. Yeah, that's how you get the gloves
cosmetic
and
stuff. Yeah.
Cosmetic. Okay.
And maybe other stuff too, but at least I'm telling you we're getting the gloves and shoes from this guy.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Also just put Metal Sonic as many games as we can because he's cool. I want them to do more with him because he's been sitting there like a fucking plank since Heroes.
That's true. Heroes was his last anything.
Metal Sonic's cool as shit, and like every other Sonic character, he hasn't done anything since 2005.
What'd you think of his Godzilla transformation in fucking Heroes?
I
just liked that he was in it. I mean, I'm not even a big Metal Sonic guy. I thought it was unique that they decided to just transform this bastard into just completely different shit, and I was like, you know what? I'm down for it. I'm down for some weird.
I'm iffy on how it looks, but I love that game has a cutscene of him transforming for, I think it's literally about 40 seconds. It goes on forever.
No, yeah, it does.
You can make a turkey dinner for that shit. And by the end, then you see him roar. It's like, ooh. No, Neo Metal Sonic though?
Neo
Metal Sonic is the epitome of like, this looks stupid as shit, and I love it. I think he looks sick though.
Oh yeah, it does.
I love that he just gets pointy. He's pointy and he's got a cape. This guy with a turbo engine on his back that he can set anything on fire with immediately is wearing a cape. I love him.
Well, it's not like he's gonna get harmed by it.
He's wearing a cape. It's gonna burn up. There's no point to him wearing it. But he thought he would look cool, Mom. I love Metal Sonic so much. Put him in as many things as possible. Just make it better than him standing there doing nothing, like in Forces.
I do like,
Anyway.
I do like how he was, like, stealing copy abilities for that entire game.
Oh, yeah.
That was unique. Like, yeah, I would definitely love to see, like, an adaptable...
No, that was when they cared about lore.
I would like to see an adaptable Metal Sonic where he goes around, like, stealing people's powers and, like, by the end he becomes, like, the ultimate being and then he's, like... But it's, like, not the Heroes version of ultimate being where he just becomes this monster. Like, actually uses, like, powers against things. Like, he grows, like...
That's something that Heroes insisting was just a standard boss fight against him using, like, chaos control and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, Ryan, there's approximately 168 Sonic characters, and 166 of them have done nothing since 2005. So now we have just two characters. Well, three. We have three. Sonic, Eggman, and Zavik.
Are we done?
My favorite Barney the Dinosaur antagonist. Zavik.
Barney the Dinosaur.
Dude, who's your favorite Sonic character? Honestly, Zor. I love emo Space Jam Goblin.
Chip.
Okay, but Chip's actually cool.
No, he's good. I was just thinking of just like obscure Sonic characters.
Wendy Witchcart, which I mentioned on the ride here, and he thought I was having a stroke.
I was walking into 7-Eleven. I looked back at him, and he just looked at me like he's gonna ask it. And I said, "Is that real?" And he was like, I could see him licking his chops, like I can't wait to unleash this upon him. And you did.
She's not interesting at all.
No, she's not, but this is a character that exists.
Is a witch in a minecart. And I don't even know why.
That sounds like a Minecraft villain. Drew just had to look away from me because he was...
When you download the Banjo skin in Minecraft...
Yeah.
It's Gruntilda's sister. And you find her in caves.
What was Gruntilda's sister name? I forgot.
Gunty.
Whatever.
Gunty.
I don't even care anymore.
Hey, Sonic Colors. Featuring Witch Gunt. Okay.
You can't say gunt like that.
I can't say it at all, in fact.
Yeah, it sounds too much like another word.
I want to talk about this real quick. In the
Sorry.
trailer, in Aquarium Park during that chase sequence from the lobster robot, Sonic has a red aura around him. And
Is that not a wisp power-up?
so that's what I was wondering, is I don't know if Sonic glows with that aura when he has wisps. I do not remember in the slightest. But even if he does, this has weird implications. Because in the least weird scenario, Sonic glows like that normally. And he's glowing red. The red wisp was only in the DS version.
Oh.
The red wisp was not in the console version. And as far as I could tell, there's no like DS content in this. It's just like the Wii version. Which is fine. But then why is the red wisp there? It'd be cool. I would love the DS.
They probably. If
the
it's
DS
called
version.
Ultimate, it's probably like fusing them both together.
The DS version. I mean, that's really all they need to bring over. That's fine.
Yeah.
The DS version only has 2 exclusive wisps, and red is one of them.
There you go.
So it'd be cool. For them to like. I feel like if they're bringing the Jade Ghost wisp and adding more branching paths to it for that wisp specifically, do it for the red and violet wisps and bring them in.
Go for it.
But again, that's if Sonic glows like that when he has a wisp. Like if he gets a laser wisp, is he gonna have a cyan aura around him? I do not remember this in the original game. If that doesn't happen, if Sonic gets a wisp and he doesn't have that aura, what is that aura? Because I can't think of what else that could be. I have no idea. That's not like when he has the Chaos Emeralds. He doesn't glow like that before he turns into Super Sonic. What is that shit?
Forgive me, but I grew hungry. So I'm inconveniencing potentially 100 or even 1 person by deciding that I wanted like a fucking cheese ball. So
you just pulled out a jar the size of my dad's ass. You're not going in there for just one.
You're right.
You're not going in there for one ass. Get nice up. Get close up to the mic. Let's do some ASMR.
Are you serious?
Welcome back to the Sonic Central podcast. I already forgot what the fucking presentation's name was.
Chili dogs. Yeah, you can have that for your ASMR later.
And now, for the next 20 minutes, I will be naming off Eggman quotes from throughout the years. Get a load of this.
You haven't seen the power this vessel really has.
What is that from the Egg Dealer fight?
That's what he says before get a load of this.
Oh, okay. I'm a fake Sonic fan.
Yes.
No, I feel like
you are not a fake Sonic fan.
I feel like the point you unironically play Shadow the Hedgehog, you've gone to level 2.
I couldn't beat it.
There's a lot of missions that are annoying or difficult in that game.
I got to Space Colony Arc and I couldn't fucking beat it. I was like, I was a kid. I played it and I was like...
Which one of the Arc's 5 annoying levels in that game?
There's more? Oh,
Which one did you get to? The one that's just called the Arc? Because there's that one. And then there's the 2 levels that take place in
I got to one
past.
where you had to like kill all the enemies and I couldn't find the last
The
enemy.
Artificial Chaos?
Probably.
That's the most infamous one. That's Lost Impact. The other one that takes place in Shadow's Memories is the Doom. And then you have Space Gadget and Cosmic Fall.
Good God, man. Like, I listen, okay, I'm going to preface this. I don't like to swear.
By the way, we're very good at staying on topic. Continue.
It's been almost an hour. I don't like to swear, and I'm a Christian, but this fucking Sonic franchise just brings it out of me. It just brings the worst out of me. Because I just can't follow anything. Because I try so hard, but you can't try. Those who have been known to try become furries. We don't want that.
He forcefully tried to inject a punchline. He gets it sometimes, not all the time.
You're just cut your hair.
Ow, my heart. Listen, you newfangled hippie.
Talk about fucking origins, you fucking weeaboo cunt.
We still have to talk about colors.
Then color me up, baby.
I'm very excited to go grandpa on your ass.
Talk about those people of color, y'all. Yeah, that's right. You can cut that out.
I can't wait to use...
I
can't wait to use the Asian Pacific Islander wisp.
We are not racist. Preface that, we are not racist.
I would love a wisp where they're all just like human ethnicities and cultures.
It's called the American Wisp.
The American Wisp just loads up the ROM hack for Sonic 2 XL.
I thought you were gonna say the American. I thought you were gonna say the American Wisp pulls out a beer and just sits down.
I thought you were gonna say the American Wisp makes you pull out a gun.
Hey, it's Sonic with a gun. That was the request for a long time. Oh, jeez.
No one made that. You're lying. You're actually Izuka right now.
What?
You just turned into Izuka.
How so?
You turned into Izuka from fucking 2005. Well, we think we can make Sonic more interesting with a gun, and we think the fans would like that. You're actually just him.
No, people got requests to give Sonic a gun.
Yeah, from 3 11-year-olds in fucking Kansas. Stop it. Don't enable this shit company
I'm not...
whose products I buy all the time.
By enabling that.
Stop it.
Can't wait for that Nintendo Direct.
You just retroactively enabled the creation of Shadow the Hedgehog video game. And now I'm gonna have to fucking spank you later.
Oh, no.
I'm getting the board of education.
Stop. You're as annoying as the Zelda beep when my hearts are low. Use all 5% of your brain power to figure out what I'm talking about.
I almost shit myself. Because I tried to use more than 5%.
You were trying to enlighten yourself.
I got really tired.
We almost had to end the podcast early because you fried.
Oh no, if we're talking about Sonic, dude, I'll be here for 37 hours. We're past hour 1.
Yeah.
Get your fucking seatbelt, dickhead.
Get your ring-covered seatbelt. We're on a ride, baby. Those rings are gonna come flying off you faster, so you better fucking grab at least one. What are you looking at now?
The show notes.
Oh, the show notes.
Because I want to try hard sometimes.
Fucking try hard.
How dare you do research for a fucking podcast
about
news?
How dare you do research when we literally do nothing? We're just complaining.
Well, that's all there is to do with Sonic. We've played all the games.
That's true. That's very true.
That's not true.
It is for me. I've played all the games of that.
Well, we need
complaining.
We're gonna have you sit down and play Tails Sky Patrol featuring Wendy Witchcart for the Game Gear rival console to the PlayStation 5. Ryan looks like he's about to cry. That's the Game Gear. I mean, that's how I feel about it too.
I was just looking down with a look of like, this is where I am.
Never expect us to stay on topic. 1 at all, but 2, especially during Sonic.
Yeah, well, with Sonic, it just goes into fucking chaos. But all right, talk about what you need to talk about with colors.
So the red ore thing's weird, but there's not really anything else to mention. The digital deluxe version mentions Sonic Movie Boost.
Movie Boost?
Just in, like, quote unquote Sonic Movie Boost. If you go on the website, digital deluxe version includes Movie FX cosmetic. I'm guessing what this means is, I don't know if they're gonna use like a Sonic movie model I think that'd be kind of neat.
It would be, but I don't know if they'll do that.
At the very least, I know exactly what they mean when they mention movie boost.
Hmm.
For some reason, I didn't figure it out initially, but like it just kind of clicked last night. When you use the boost, you're gonna have that like electrical effect, which is actually a really neat idea.
I like that.
I don't understand why they're going so hard with the movie cross promotion,
'Cause it did so well.
especially since though, none of this is for 2. All of this is like, at least like with like the Baby Sonic keychain and like all the like icons of like promotional art from the movie. It's all from the first movie.
It's because it did well in general. It's because it was such a surprise liked movie.
Why specifically the Baby Sonic keychain?
That I wish I could tell you.
They keep insisting that Baby Sonic's cute.
Let me put it this way: why the coins? They're collectibles. That's it.
Why not rings?
Yeah, really.
Why not make rings? Or if you're tuned into hip hop culture, which is just the spiritual successor to the Spider-Man fucking Take 2. Which is just a spiritual successor to the fucking Spider-Man Miles Morales. Exaggerated. I'm not doing a Take 3.
Okay. I lost interest at Take 2.
Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
No.
That's okay. It's not funny.
Okay.
No, don't worry about it. Dude! I just remembered. Holy shit, I'm going to forget if I don't mention it. Smiling Friends is going to be on Adult Swim.
Are you serious?
Yes!
Yeah!
I was looking through Twitter the other day.
This is the hype of our Sonic Central podcast.
Adult Swim posted, this was like 2 weeks ago, on their Twitter. They said 378 million of you told us you want Smiling Friends to be a show, and now it's going to be a show that's coming this fall. And my dick is hard for the rest of my life.
Wow.
Fuck Sonic, Smiling Friends, guys. That's going to be one of the cross promotions. They're going to have a Sonic crossover, just like they did with OKKO Let's Be Heroes.
Hey, what's going on, man? My franchise is really messed up, man. I don't know what to do. I just keep going fast. Pim, I think we need to just leave. This guy seems lost.
He's in a lost world. On the Nintendo Wii U.
Oh, come on, Charlie. He's not that bad. He's just... looks at him.
Yeah, there's going to be a cross-promotional episode. This was a leak, actually, on Reddit. There's going to be a Sonic cross-promotional episode in Season 1 of Smiling Friends where it's just Episode 1, but there's a PNG of, like, Sonic's face over fucking Mike Ciclassa.
Over Mr. Plinkett.
Whatever his name is. Dobson.
Desmond!
You did it. Oh, and the mom's gonna be voiced by Dean Bristow, like Sonic Adventure Eggman. So when she screams Desmond, it's just gonna be chaos.
Chaos.
Chaos comes out from his bedroom.
You broke my head with that joke one day. I was finished eating dinner and my mom called for my little sister in a way that reminded me of how Eggman called for chaos. And I texted that to Drew and I was like, Drew, I got chills from that. And he was just like, I just want a little dinner bell for when that happened.
I want a dinner bell with the Master Emerald on it.
If we ever play that game, I must give you a dinner bell for when that part comes up.
Yeah. Can I get a Happy Meal with it?
No, you can get what's Burger King's like competition for that? You can get like a King meal or something. Origins.
No, colors. There's still stuff to talk about with
What is
colors.
there still to talk about? Talk about it.
Tails!
You know the things, I know.
Tails!
I saw the Tails thing.
Okay, I did want to get into this though, because there's two sides for this. And we should point out where this came from. This isn't a fake leak. This is real.
Yeah.
Because this is from Famitsu, which is an insanely, like, legitimate, normal gaming magazine from Japan. They don't do fake leaks like this. This is not from 4chan's asshole. This is, and we'll get into a real 4chan leak later too. But this is not fake. There's two sides to what this could be. One side is Tails is playable. There's 4 screenshots with the Tails life icon. 3 of them are Wisp transformations, where your model is not your own, like it's not Sonic's model or Tails' model. You're just like an amorphous Wisp thing using the color power. So that's fine. The 4th screenshot shows Sonic's model like finishing the laser wisp animation. And people are saying the Tails life icon is there because they haven't made Tails' model yet. This is all from an early build, which I can totally believe because this whole presentation was cobbled anyway. And we'll get into that with Origins too. They're not using final footage either. So people are saying they haven't finished Tails' model yet, but the life icon's there. Now, side 2 is Colors is getting rid of the life system because it has a very standard like video game life system. You know, like you start with 3 at the beginning of the game, you die and you lose a life. People are saying now that there's going to be a replacement for the life system where instead of lives, for each level you have a number of times where Tails will pick you up specifically from bottomless pit depths. Which, this made more sense to me the more I mulled it over. I understand that it can be hard to believe that, like, oh, well, they haven't made Tails' model yet or something. I know that kind of sounds weird. On the other hand, this bottomless pit thing kind of sounds like it would make sense, but 1, it just sounds a little too oddly specific, and 2, like, there's not really a reason to get rid of the live system. Like, it's just kind of there. It's not like Colors is even a hard game. But, like, why would one of their things be new revamped live system? Tails will save you from bottomless pits. But then, devil's advocate to that may not have been noteworthy enough for them to show in the presentation. Because clearly they didn't feel like showing off fucking Rival Rush mode. Or any actual use of the Jade Ghost Swifts. They just mention it and show it on the box art. There's a lot of stuff they didn't show us. I think the good news is, though, I think we're going to see Colors Ultimate at Summer Games Fest. Because we know Sonic is going to be there. There's not really a lot for them to show. Origins is coming out in 2022. The Unnamed game is coming out in 2022, and we're not going to see any of that for a long time, I guarantee you. It's not like we're getting a better trailer at E3. This is all we're going to have for a while. That's what a teaser is. I think we're going to see Sonic Colors Ultimate either at E3 or Summer Game Fest. I think we're going to see gameplay footage of it. And if Tails is some weird replacement for the live system, for whatever weird reason, we will see it there.
Okay.
Besides, this game's 3 months from coming out, and a lot of people are excited for it. There's no reason for them not to have it. Because if Sonic's going to be at Summer Game Fest, and they announce all their stuff, we're not going to get, like, another new game. They're not going to say, like, oh, Adventure Remakes, or here's a new, like, spinoff.
Yeah.
So I think this Tails mystery will be solved in just a couple weeks here. I really hope he's just a playable character. 1, because Tails has done nothing since 2005.
Yeah.
And 2, honestly, I'm at the point where I don't even need him to fly. I don't even fucking care. He could be like Sonic 2, where he should be different and just isn't. I mean, look, we had Shadow in Forces. And, like, yeah. If you're going to have any character in the franchise play exactly the same, it's going to be Shadow. Tails probably should do something different. I would like it if he could fly.
Yeah.
And you could just make his fly so that it's not broken enough and you would still want to use like the green hover wisp or the orange rocket wisp.
Yeah. Just like a little boost.
But even if he plays exactly the same, honestly, just being in control of a character is fine. It would also be the first time, hypothetically, that Tails could boost. That's never happened before.
That'd be cool.
I I don't even need him to play different. I don't care. Just let me be Tails for 5 fucking minutes, please. But yeah, that's a really cool idea because Tails is like the only other character in that game. It's just Sonic, Tails, and Eggman.
Yeah.
And Tails is there in all the cutscenes. And this
He's just kind of there for no reason.
I shouldn't say this was the beginning of Tails Does Nothing, because Unleashed kind of has that, but the difference is Tails is in like 3 of the 20 Unleashed cutscenes. And he flies a plane and then he's at Pickle's office. That's one thing.
Yeah.
In Colors, all the cutscenes, like he's right there with Sonic. So Colors to me was the beginning of Tails Does Nothing, which also meant the beginning of the whole rest of the cast does nothing. It's just Sonic and Eggman. And like Shadow being a fucking clone copy of Sonic in Forces really was groundbreaking when it shouldn't have been.
And then we get all the way back to Sonic. We get all the way back to Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric, and what I like to call it, my God, they made a video game. That was it. And I just I
say what you will about Sonic Boom, but like the characters do stuff. When Tails, Knuckles, and Amy are there,
very true.
They feel like they're there for a reason. I don't think it looks very fun, but they're doing stuff. Shadow, it's super cool. So I'm wondering.
Shadow looks weirdly lanky.
Sonic also does though.
No, well, that's the design though. Like because of the like bandages, it looks okay.
Oh, relatively. In Boom, I thought you meant in Forces.
No, in Boom. In Boom, like Shadow looks weirdly lanky, and it's just off-putting. But
no, I get it.
Anyway, off that. That's a topic for a different lifetime.
Well, real quick, do you think it is Tails as a playable character and Smile's not finished yet, or do you think it's a live system replacement? Because I don't really think it could be anything else. I think those are about the 2 most reasonable explanations there could be. But
I think it's going to be a character model. I think he is going to be playable, but I think that it's going to be like a side mission, like a shorter mission.
Oh, okay.
A series of side missions where it's gonna be like maybe 2 or 3, and you got to do very specific things that like help you progress to the next like area
to kind of like pad out the game because it's short. Okay, that's an interesting idea, and that's not too far fetched either.
No, that's why I'm thinking it would suit Tails because it's like whether he needs the wisps or not, they are there.
Yeah.
And they're fully functioning and mobile, and it's like all you need to do is get to the end, and it's like, oh, it's like a 3-minute stage.
Yeah.
You just go through it, do this small thing, and whether they do that or not,
I hope if that's the case, I hope that you unlock him as just you can go back to the other levels and play as him.
That'd be cool.
Whether he has the same abilities or not. I mean, the interesting thing about your idea is, again, in all 4 screenshots with the Tails life icon, they all involve using a wisp.
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe he needs the boost wisp to go as fast as normal Sonic.
Huh, so he would be like slower.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he could fly then. Again, I'm totally cool with him just being a skin. Just like seeing him run around with like his own animations.
Yeah.
You know, like his own like trick ring animations, his own like boost with his tail spinning. That's enough for me. Because we're just now coming out of the whole Sonic and Eggman show for 19 seasons on ABC.
Yeah.
So if it's gonna be a slow crawl back to being able to play like Knuckles and Amy, you know, let's take it slow, whatever. I think he's gonna be playable. I think he's just gonna be kind of like a skin, basically, like Shadow and Forces. But again, I think if there's any weird shit we talk about today that we'll like get an answer to soon, it's gonna be Tails. Yeah. We'll find out what's going on.
Yeah.
So after all of that diverging into like my dad's corpse and ASMR and Heroes.
Yes. Moving on.
I see you turning into a corpse every time I mention it.
Just because you mention it so often.
outside the show.
Drew is the only man I've ever known to joke about someone's death as close as his own father's. And it's like, I want to care for him, but
The
at the
joke
same...
is that he's not really dead. Just so they know.
Sure thing, buddy. Feel free to cut that one out if you so desire.
The Rise of the Wisp animation. I didn't catch on the first run that it's gonna have multiple episodes.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
I'm fine with that. That's another one of those things where it's like, well, at a passing glance, it's like if I watch it, I watch it.
The art style is not quite as good as the ones for Sonic Mania or Team Sonic Racing. It still looks good though.
No, it looks clean. It looks fine. It's not offensive.
The other two are so good. You should really. I might sit you down and have you watch them.
What?
Like after this, the animations from Mania and Team Sonic Racing, they are really, really entertaining.
No, we can watch it after this. I got time.
We'll get popcorn from the Sonic popcorn machine. I don't think you know that's real.
No, I do know it's real.
Okay, good.
I actually watched it.
You're on level 3. Got it.
I've seen my fair share of, I think it was, what was it? Did You Know Gaming covered it?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, and I saw it there.
Okay, yeah. No, that's the end of the Sonic Color stuff.
Okay.
And now we can get into me
Fanboying.
being your angry grandpa.
I'll just scoot over this way.
Back in the good old days of the Vietnam War, we had Sonic 1!
That right?
And you couldn't spin dash, and we liked it!
Alright.
Actually, we didn't.
You didn't?
It's so weird. Most people started with like Sonic 2, and then they go back to Sonic 1.
People can hear me from here.
Probably not. Please come back to the microphone, you fucking idiot.
I'm only doing it because I really feel out of place in this conversation now, because it's like, Origins, yay for you, Drew.
I will try and find a balance between explaining my passion to you and not taking up too much of your time.
Well, okay, let me digress. I'm fine with playing them. I would try them. It's just I
mean, they might just not interest you, and that's fine. Because yeah, they're 2D platformers from the 90s. It's fine if you're not into it.
Here's my problem with side scrollers in general. It has to be interesting. I like things like Hollow Knight, Shantae, Metroidvanias. That's my kick.
You like the exploration.
I like exploration. I like the feeling that I'm not just getting from point A to point B, because then it's a matter of how fast can I do it. And when you're playing Mario Maker, that's okay, because there can be certain aesthetics like, oh, you got a thing that makes you go faster. You gotta beat this boss to get this key. With Sonic, it's always get to the end, and it's like spikes along the way, and it's like all these other things, and it's like, great, I just lost all my rings, and it's just so removed from anything I could want.
I think you should give it a shot, because here's the thing. I don't like a lot of retro platformers. I find them boring. Like I played Mario World a couple years ago, and like it's fun. It's very tight. It's well designed. I think it's boring. I like Sonic so much more, like classic Sonic, because it's a totally different beast. The thing is, yes, you go from point A to point B, but there's different branching paths in the level design. You can go as fast or as slow as you want, and it really does feel like you're exploring. There's so many different nooks and crannies, especially in Sonic 2 and 3, but even Sonic 1 has a lot of that. Like, there's always, like, 3 different paths you can go on at any given time by, like, oh, you accidentally fell down here. Now look at this. You're, like, by a waterfall and stuff. There's always some like that. And I'd say if you like that aspect of Sonic Adventure 1 or Sonic Generations, finding those different branching paths, you will appreciate that in Classic Sonic. And the reason I'm into Classic Sonic as much as I am is honestly because of the Christian Whitehead ports. I don't remember if I told you or not. Christian Whitehead. Yeah, he's the fan who made widescreen versions of the classic games. I started out with the 3D games as a kid. I started with like Heroes, and then I played the adventure game ports on GameCube, and then I got Sonic Mega Collection. And I played those classic games more and more over time, and I learned to appreciate them. But at first, I was kind of turned off, and the number one reason was it felt like Sonic took up too much of the screen, and I was getting blindsided by stuff.
Hmm.
Now, granted, it's very easy to get blindsided in any of like your first Sonic games, and that's kind of like the point of the ring system. Is just not punishing you too hard, and then you go back to the games and you like learn the level design. But it was still a little hard for me to go back to the classic games as opposed to like Adventure when those widescreen like little remasters came out of like 1 and 2.
Yeah.
They're so much more fun to play, and now I can't play the classic Sonic games without widescreen. And that's what this collection is going to have.
Okay.
And that's why I'm really excited about this. Is it's not just the 19th fucking Sega collection with basic bitch Sonic 1.
When I saw that, my first flashback was to 8-bit Mario.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I'm just not for that
And
nostalgia.
that's fine, because like every other Sonic game is like totally its own thing with its own different appeal. Classic Sonic's still a little different, but if you like the very core basic idea of you can go as fast or slow as you want, and there's different branching paths.
Here's what I'll say.
Shut up, old man!
I will try it. I'm at least okay. I think I've actually played the first, and that's kind of where I just flatlined.
And the first is not really that great too.
I will most likely try the second and third and so on, but I will try those games with an open mind. And if I don't like them, then by the end of the day, I just don't like them. But it's
yeah, that's fine.
My entire problem rests on the fact that these are titled as Sonic's best.
Yeah.
This is what I've heard. But differing opinions always change that. I like 3D Sonics because I was raised on like you. I was raised on things like Heroes, SA2, Sonic Adventure, and Sonic Unleashed, and Sonic 06. And I was just like, I played those games, and I was just like, man, I desire more for this character because I see more potential. And when I think about playing those old games, it's like, okay, it's nostalgia catering and stuff like that. And that's not a bad thing because a lot of people like those games, but I always hear them referred to as the best. And that's my problem.
See, I semi disagree with that notion. This is what I really love about the Sonic fan base is because Sonic's been through so many different kinds of games, everyone has a different perspective. I find it so deeply fascinating. It's always interesting to hear anybody's discussion about their history with the franchise.
Yeah.
I like that we start out the same way, and then now I kind of like a lot of the franchise
you
kind of equally,
differated.
Whereas you really only care about the 3D games in your own right, and that's just as cool, honestly.
That's just what I stuck to.
Yeah, and that's
I played
fine.
Riders. I played just all those other games.
I think the weird thing about the Sonic franchise is, again, especially 2 and 3, 1 not so much. 2 and 3 are a lot more consistent with their quality, kind of like Colors.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 are like the Colors of the 2D era, where they're not going to be as interesting as SA1 or Unleashed, but they kind of stick with one idea and they make a whole game out of it. It's not fucking Adventure 1 or 06 or Lost World, where they throw a million darts at the wall and they see what sticks. And in games like SA1, there are a lot of ideas that do stick.
Yeah,
But
it's a mixed bag.
Like I go to fucking SA2 and I'm having fun with Sonic, and then I have to play fucking a Knuckles stage and look around lost like a little boy.
Those are the tail stages for me. I just get so bored.
The Tails ones I'm iffy on. And
I
then
like
if
I like the Knuckles stages because it's like I'm fine with exploring. I like the feeling of exploring, and it's like okay.
That's the thing. It's like in the worst case for Sonic, like Fishing with Big, or like Amy in 06. Like this is not only is this not Sonic, but it's not fun. Yeah. When I play like the Werehog in Unleashed or Knuckles in SA1, SA2, I'm like, this is kind of fun, but it's still not really Sonic. Like, yeah, you can go fast and it's fun in its own right, but this isn't a Sonic game, so why are you making me play this?
Introducing a new mechanic. I don't remember who said something like this, but it was something like introducing a new mechanic is an okay thing, but when your core mechanic can't carry itself, it really speaks out to the game.
Right. And
that's the thing. Is like
in SA1, your core mechanic is Sonic, and the Sonic stages are so much fun.
Yes.
Here, play as Tails, and the levels are 5 seconds and you choose everything. Play as Amy, and she's slow as molasses.
She takes forever to build up her run.
Right. What I love about Sonic 3 is all the characters play the same. Tails and Knuckles can just do more stuff. They are just Sonic, but they can fly in some way.
Mm.
And everything else is the same. The levels are still designed in the same way. It's very plain.
Yeah, very, very basic.
When you're making me defeat an enemy with a health bar in Heroes, I just can't fucking move until I beat these 2 giant robots with hammers, my dick starts to fall out of my ass.
I actually liked the boss fights in Heroes because they have a specific flaw that's really fun to mess around with.
Oh, I'm not talking about the boss fights. I'm talking about when you're going through fucking Mystic Mansion and then they lock you in a room and it's just 3 guys with hammers.
Yep.
And then you get to the boss fight of that zone and it's all just be Knuckles.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
The boss fights are okay because you're like chasing them and stuff. That's cool.
No, yeah. I thought you were actually talking about the boss fights. I was like, no, those are fine by me.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying about the other ones, though.
Yeah. My whole point being, to wrap it up, is like, yes, like the highs of SA1 and other games are much higher, but in every game where I can say that, oh, well, these levels are more fun, 15% of SA2 is definitely better than Sonic 3. Wow, great. I can play 8 minutes of some stages and then not like the rest of the game. Or I can just play Sonic 3. Oh, I have to play as Knuckles. God, I hate it. Because you can play as Sonic, but glide and climb walls. And it's still just as much fun. I don't have to look for a shard up Azuka's ass. I can just go. I can just go.
Yeah, I get you.
And now they're in widescreen.
There you go. That's all you need.
And now we come back to, they didn't show us everything about this game too, because you notice at the bottom of the screen, for the entirety of the Sonic Origins trailer, for every game, 1, 2, 3, and CD, original gameplay footage. And it's weird. For 1, 2, and CD, those are all the remastered widescreen versions from some years back.
Mm-hmm.
And then they show Sonic 3 in 4x3 on a fucking Genesis emulator off of some neckbeard's computer. And I threw a temper tantrum like you wouldn't believe it.
I just imagine you at work just being like, no!
Because that's something that we've been fighting for. That's something that people have been trying to get for years, is Sonic 3 widescreen version.
You're going to get Mario 64'd on this shit?
That's what we thought. That's what we thought. That's what everyone thought when they watched this. And then, on Twitter, like an hour after the presentation, a community manager from Sega said, just so you guys know, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is going to be in widescreen.
Okay.
They just didn't show it in the trailer.
Okay, that's good.
Evidence fucking 2 of this presentation was put together in 5 minutes by an intern, and the development on these games is not done yet.
Evidence 1 was the fact that the Direct fucking rewinded itself.
Evidence 2 is that Sonic Colors had way more information on the website, and they didn't even bother to put it in the thing. And, okay, look, that could be like an intentional thing, and they want to keep up the pace.
Could be.
But they showed me a 1.5-minute trailer of just running through stages with no new information. Mm-hmm. Except my gloves are pink now. No Rival Rush mode. No Jade Ghost Wisp.
No nothing.
Just, it was almost a recreation of the original trailer for the game in 2010. Yeah. What's the point? If this is an ultimate version of the game, please show me proof so that I don't have to go to the library on their shitty Wi-Fi and look through their website.
I can't wait for someone to make the comic, like the future DeviantArt comic where someone says like it's Sonic pointing at like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. He's just like, I want to be that. And then it cuts to Sonic Colors.
It's already
Ultimate,
been done.
He's like, yay!
It's already been done. An hour after the presentation, I saw a picture of Sonic Colors Ultimate in the font of the Smash Ultimate.
Yeah.
It's already been
done. Yeah. Okay.
With this whole Sonic fan base, everything you could want has already been done.
That's true. There are too many people. But go on. Well, we're at like an hour and a half.
Yeah. There's not a lot to talk about with Origins besides the implications that 3K is going to get a remastered version like the other games.
What was that one game where you can basically play Sonic Rivals in the game that they announced? Is that a thing?
What are you talking about?
They announced a game that had already been out, but in the game there's like an arcade.
Oh, Lost Judgment.
Yeah, Lost Judgment.
Yeah, Sonic the Fighters. I was gonna say
Why does that need to be in a game?
Okay, there's two things I want to talk about with this, but to get over your point real quick, the Yakuza series has a history of in all their games you can go to an arcade.
Okay.
And play different Sega games because there's a lot of history in arcades for them.
Okay.
So it's just kind of like a normal thing. This time it's just a Sonic game. But the other thing is this Sonic collection had been rumored for a while. And a supposed leaker said that there's going to be other games in it besides just the standard 1, 2, 3 CD. They didn't mention any of that. And the way they phrased it either implied that this is all there would be or that they're just keeping the rest secret. I think it's probably more so the latter. And I do hope there's other games because it doesn't have to even be as big as
I can't wait to play Sonic Drift.
Yes, but no, not unironically. Drift is really boring on account of being an 8-bit racing game where they're all boring. But speaking of racing games, I would love Sonic R to be in the collection because I've never played that game. And yes, I've heard from everyone and the grandmother that it controls like ass. But I want to play Sonic R.
There you go.
It's got...
If you desire to play a game, then you should try and play it.
It's got a lady singing in all the levels, and you can play as Metal Knuckles, the most underrated character in the franchise, because they've never done anything else with him.
No, there's not the most underrated character. There's 196.
Just shit out your mouth. Go ahead.
There you go. There's 196 that you said earlier of characters that will never come back.
Like Metal Knuckles.
Yeah.
Or Tails Doll. Man, that's weird. Anyway, I would love for Sonic R and Sonic the Fighters, too, to be in this collection. And
I think Sonic Fighters probably will be.
Knuckles Chaotix, I realized, has never been in any other like Sonic or Sega retro collection.
Oh.
That game has never come back in a compilation. And I would love for it to. And it doesn't need to be remade or like remastered like the other classic games have. And again, it's like Sonic R. Like I know, I hear it controls like ass, but it still sounds fun.
Well, you could tweak it a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope we get something, some other stuff like Spinball, or maybe some of the Game Gear games or something. But even if this collection doesn't have any of that, just having these on modern consoles, like being able to play this on Switch or like Xbox One, that's gonna be nice. I wish it were coming out this year. I really do.
Did I tell you about how I bought Minecraft for Switch and now I don't play it on Switch? Because fucking Microsoft doesn't let you.
What are you talking about?
I bought Minecraft for Switch. I don't know what the fuck my brain was thinking just starting to talk about this. Maybe it's because I'm bored. And I'm just like thinking.
I'm here for it. Tell me.
So you have to sign into your Microsoft account on your Switch.
Yeah.
And then it goes like, okay, here's a code for some thing that you have to go online for and go to this website, somethinghelp.com. You go to the website and it first of all says blank page. Like they got rid of it. And then you go on it again and you try it and it finally pops up and it says like, oh, create your Microsoft account. It's like, wait, what? I'm not here to create an account. I'm here to sign into my old one. And It just doesn't know.
So it turns out what you're saying is we're both grandpas. Me because I'm saying the good old days were better, and you because you don't know how to use technology.
It's not because I don't know how to use technology. It's because the technology we have now is just stupid.
Okay, Grandpa.
You boys surfing on the computers. Do you want to talk about the thing that can't even really be talked about much?
As far as
I know, this may all be new to me.
Well, real quick, was there anything else? Oh, okay. There's two other things I want to talk about.
What were they?
And you're gonna roll your eyes.
What was the encyclopedia, as well as the coins, as well as the necklaces?
If you're tuned into hip hop culture, you can wear Shadow's fucking head on your necklace.
Yes.
Bedazzled
by diamonds from what? King Ice or something?
King Ice. Now, first of all, we're not buying this stupid merchandise. Second of all, of course we are. Which one are you getting?
Probably the encyclopedia.
No. Fuck the giant book of worthwhile information and cool concept art never before seen. I'm talking about those necklaces!
Fucking Knuckles, bro.
Yes! The fucking man! A man of culture, I see. Like, they're all cool. But we are tuned into hip-hop culture because I know who Kanye West is.
Yes.
So, of course... Knock, knock, it's Knuckles. Of course. It has to be. It can't be anyone else.
No.
It has to be him.
That's good.
I would get Eggman if they had one of him.
That'd be funny.
I would love Eggman's
I would
head.
love for his beard to be too big and like stick out of the...
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that'd
yes.
be great.
But, okay. If I could make 4, I don't know why I'm choosing this restriction arbitrarily, but instead of Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Shadow, like, if I'm gonna wear bling of a Sonic character, okay, it's gonna be like Knuckles, Eggman, Metal Sonic, or like...
Is there like a...
I'd wear one of like Blaze.
She'd be cool.
I would love a Metal Sonic one. That'd be hot.
Metal Sonic would be cool. I'm trying to think of like there's a Sonic character that wears bling like that.
Vector!
There you go.
Oh!
Vector.
Oh!
Perfect.
Oh!
Yeah, I was like, I know there's someone.
And when he shows up in Segway Sonic Prime, he's gonna wear the King Ice merchandise. Episode 1, he's gonna sit there in his office with the Tails one.
Can we just acknowledge the fact that Vector is my favorite character of Sonic Heroes?
Is he your favorite Sonic character, period?
No, he just has the funniest lines.
He does. I like Vector a lot. He's
Who's
really cool.
this broad?
Yeah.
He's the best.
My 2 favorite lines in the franchise are Rouge getting fucking harassed by 2 old men. The first one is that in Heroes. And the second one is in the Japanese version of Sonic X, where Eggman and Rouge are just talking in like Eggman's base in like season 2. And Eggman's just explaining some shit about like his plans to revive Shadow after the SA2 arc. And then there's just a pause, and he says, "Your breasts are huge."
He doesn't say that.
He does. I can pull up the clip.
It's a fake clip.
No, it's not.
Your breasts are huge.
I think he says like verbatim, just like really bluntly, like your breasts are huge.
That's too on the nose. That's too straight and narrow.
Let me see.
There's no way they'd put that in a fucking kid's cartoon.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull this
That's
up.
not possible. I have to stop swearing. Welcome to the Ryan attempts
I
to
looked
stop
up
swearing
Sonic
podcast.
Express and it's bad. It's getting real bad. There's a lot of bad stuff.
All right, stop.
Oh no! Cream!
No, stop.
No!
Stop this.
No! She's a kid! Okay, so, Sonic Prime.
Yeah.
This was my favorite part of the presentation in an ironic sense, because Joe Kelly of Man of Action fame discusses full career resume in full detail, and then something Shadowverse,
Yeah.
and then bye.
I do love
This
how...
guy talked for way too long.
Yes, he did. I love how the instant I saw Man of Action, I was like, oh man, the guys that worked on Ben 10. I didn't need to know that he didn't need to tell me that. I knew that. If you know who these people are...
Apparently they also worked on the Mega Man show.
Yes, they've done they've done a lot of good work. Man of Action is one of the few people, they worked on Teen Titans, I believe, too. The original Teen Titans.
I wanted to talk about this with you because I know you knew about Man of Action. I didn't know about Teen Titans, but you're a big Ben 10 guy. At least with the classic series.
Yes.
I think you know more about the rest of it.
They did work on a few of the other ones, but they worked in collaboration with other studios.
Okay. I mean, I really don't care either way. Anyone
No,
can
yeah,
work
that's
on
fine.
this. It could be a good or a bad product, but I don't need Joe Kelly to hold a fucking business meeting about our stockholders.
You don't need him to hold a direct hostage with a gun while you listen to him and look at his Eggman logo behind.
Yeah, that's the one thing he wanted to point out. Is this Eggman logo?
How fascinating.
It looks okay.
I was about to say, it looks fine.
The regular one, the like two that have been in other games, honestly look better anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one from
Sonic
Unleashed.
The one from Sonic Adventure reminds me of the fluffing
There's a
Radiohead
couple
bear.
actually. Yeah, there's one from like Adventure. There's one from Forces, and they all look more interesting than the one he had.
I feel like that's not my comment.
Look at this behind me. Now, let me talk about my 20-year history as a district manager for Burger King and how I brought that. Shut up!
Yeah.
This is Sonic!
Yep.
So he mentioned the word Shadowverse. Specifically. He just glossed over it. But even though we've heard a brief description of this show, we've never heard that term specifically. But we knew it was going to be about Sonic going through different dimensions. And the only other thing we were told is Sonic's gonna go on a journey of redemption.
True. Really? This isn't a joke.
So he said something about it. Again, it was one of the things where he alluded to it before he got back to his PR meeting about the Dunkachino. Hold on.
Yeah, he did say that. I remember. He did say redemption.
Pull it up real quick.
No, I remember it.
But I want to get like the exact quote.
It's gonna sound like S.
Yeah. Oh, there's one other thing I can talk about. And a bunch of other shows. This fucking soy boy dickhead.
You can cut this part out if you want.
It's up to Sonic to save the universe, and along the way, goes on a journey of self-discovery and redemption.
Self-discovery and redemption.
Thank you, bald white man with glasses and facial hair. I've never seen you in the Hollywood animation industry. Now tell me more about your upbringing in rural New York.
Tell me about your early work. I hear it was great. It's called... No, I can't. No.
I'll never know what you're gonna say.
It wasn't worth it.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be horribly offensive.
Yes, but it wasn't worth it.
Well, bro.
It referred to porn. It was not going to...
Oh, that's not about human suffering. That's not nearly as funny.
Yeah, sorry about that.
As human suffering.
Yeah. I'm not saying
So
it.
speaking of human suffering, Sonic Team unveiled their new game when...
Speaking of human, that was your best segue ever. That was your best segue. And I'm so proud of you.
I've been working on it, man.
Speaking of human suffering.
Ivor Robotnik tried to wrap up the stream and save us because he's actually the best character. And he made himself real to save the franchise when Izuka had to interrupt him and said, Wait! We have one more game for you.
Wait, one more game. That's how he sounded. It sounded like he was gargling dirt.
Just like Sonic! It all comes full circle. And speaking of circles, I'll be here all fucking day, guys.
Oh my gosh. What was that fucking ad?
But what do you think, really? What do you think of the new Sonic game?
I think
And
I
the
have
teaser.
no idea what I care for in it. Because I just looked at him and all I got was the fact where he goes, pew, and he slows down and we see this like pixel animation behind him, which I can only refer to as a power-up. That's all I can glean from that.
Probably.
So, and he's running in a grassy field. Okay, that could be fucking anything. And then he's literally just goes in a circle, runs off. Okay, that's not a fucking teaser. You're not showing me anything that I don't already possibly know. Okay, it's a power-up. Okay, is this going to be some sort of groundbreaking shit? I don't know because they didn't show anything. That's the problem.
Again, I've alluded to this a couple times that there's more that we know about this game, and this time it's not on purpose. It's not like stuff that Sega's just saving for later that they didn't want to tell us, like Origins or Colors Ultimate. This is a whole different situation. But before we get into that, there are two things that I thought during this trailer. And the first thing was, it's really weird you haven't brought this up. I was wondering this whole time since I watched that presentation, if the same thought went through your head. I saw those kind of realistic, like, evergreen trees.
Yeah.
And Sonic running through at kind of like a forward angle, like running towards the camera. And for 1 millisecond, I thought they were recreating the fucking CGI
From 06.
animation. No, not from 06. From SA1.
Now, I can see why you'd think that. And I would have thought that too. I can say that I had a bit of a flashback towards it. I didn't think anything really on it, but...
Yeah, I didn't really either, but I figured, okay, like, just in that one tiny little moment, I figured this is a remake of SA1, this is SA3, or this is just a cute little nod to it. Really, I think the third one could only be the option, is that it could have just been a reference. And even that, I don't know if that was intentional. I'm kind of leaning towards no, now knowing kind of other stuff about this game. But the other thing...
Yeah.
No, I'm the one who talks!
Go on.
The other thing I thought, those pixels behind Sonic, I thought that was him with the laser wisp. Because when you use the laser wisp in Sonic Colors, especially when like you come out of it, you get like those little glowy squares around you.
Oh. Okay.
But I don't think it's that. I think if it were a wisp, that they would have alluded to it just a little more. Like we would have heard the sound effect of Sonic absorbing a wisp, or we would have seen a wisp in the trailer, or like a shadow of one. I don't think this is a wisp. I think this is just a new ability that Sonic has.
Yeah.
And Sonic running in a circle, I think, has significance. I think that's like alluding to a mechanic. The stuff I'm about to talk about kind of goes along with that idea, that it is specifically a game mechanic and not just like a weird thing he does because he feels like going in a circle.
Yeah.
But something I thought of was my mind goes really weird places, especially when you show me a vague video game trailer. Do you know about Nights into Dreams?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know about the shuttle loop thing Nights does? Where like if you fly, like you know those sparkles behind Nights when they fly? If you go in a circle around an enemy and complete the circle, you defeat that enemy.
Oh.
Like they poof out of existence and they get added to your score. And that's what I think this is. It's weird because the trailer does not show the trees he runs around disappear or anything like that. it just kind of shows him running in a circle, and then it kind of fades into that weird symbol / logo thing. They don't show anything result from this ability, that trick you pulled. But I think this is going to be like what you can do in Knights, except you're not flying, you're just on the ground. You run in a circle around like obstacles or enemies, you finish the circle, like you go all the way around, and then the enemies like get destroyed or hurt. I know it's a specific idea. It's kind of weird, but it's the first place my mind went. And I don't know, because like, what else can you do with running in a circle? And there are a couple things. You could like make a portal to somewhere, or you could start a whirlwind.
Yeah. Jeez. I can't really think of much, but I will. God bless you.
Sorry, I'm a sniffy boy.
It's okay. I will say it's not particularly fun to think about that type of stuff because I'm just thinking like
My mind just wanders too much, so
it's
I
just
think
for
we explore
me.
on stuff.
For me, it's too.
It's too vague.
Yeah, it's very
Still.
very vague, and I just can't. I
think-
can't wrap my head around a concept so little.
I think the trailer needed one more thing. Like the trailer had like 3 things for us to think about that it hints at. The weird like neon pixels behind Sonic running is one thing. There seems to be an allusion to like ruins, sort of, something
Kind of.
like that. And then Sonic running in the circle. It lists like 3 things. It either needed one extra thing or one thing specifically to like actually show the connection between them. Like again, Sonic runs in a circle and it's clearly meant to mean something, but we don't see what it does. Because I think that circle turning into part of the weird symbol does not allude to anything gameplay mechanic wise. I think it's just them showing a weird symbol, like a transition.
Mm-hmm.
I think they needed to show us something about those weird graphics behind Sonic or running in a circle.
They needed anything.
Or showing us like a ruinsy environment because again, like the background that the logo symbol thing appears on, they look like ruins. We don't really see an environment besides trees in like Quebec. That's it. They need one more thing.
Such a fucking dumb trailer.
But I'm so obsessive that of course, like I watched that trailer.
How you look at me right now is how I looked when I was watching the trailer. I was just.
That's how I looked when I watched the trailer too. And then 1 second after the presentation ended, I'm like, wait, it could be so many things. But no, I don't think it's a good teaser trailer either.
Here's my thing. I'm not gonna give that much credit to Sonic Team. I'm not gonna say that this is gonna be some revolutionary new thing. I think it's gonna be a gimmick.
I think it's too early to say either way because it's just a fucking teaser animation.
Yes, but that's the.
We don't know anything about this game.
Uh,
But I understand falling back on that skepticism, and that's kind of where I was. Was like, no, I don't think this is bad, but I don't think it's good either. There's not really anything here.
Well,
we need to wait.
Let me put it this way. This is just the first example that came to my mind.
Yeah.
For the Super Bowl in 2011.
Oh, this is very specific.
Very specific. There was a 30-second Transformers 2 trailer. I watched that trailer and it got me excited. I was excited because it was a teaser. Now, in that teaser, there was quite a few things happening, but the climax of the teaser was a bridge was being fucking destroyed by a giant transformer while Optimus jumped on it. Hype. This teaser had nothing.
It alludes to what could be a cool ability or mechanic, but you don't see what it does.
You can't. You can't allude to something we already know and know nothing about. Because Sonic running, run in a circle, okay. New thing hinted at only visually.
Only visually.
Only visually. In a circle, random like rune,
Yeah.
you're like, you've given me nothing. You've given me your .001 concept. That's nothing. And that's why I couldn't get anything out of it. That teaser trailer for Transformers got me hype.
That's the
This
thing.
teaser trailer is for fanboys to obsess.
This teaser is more than enough for Sonic fans to obsess over just because it's the announcement of a new game. For anyone with a functioning brain, which unfortunately most of us don't fall into, it's not enough.
That's the problem, is that Sonic...
And this isn't the first time that Sonic's had a teaser like this.
No.
Because my mind jumps immediately to the teaser trailer for Unleashed. White background, Sonic whistling, flicks a ring, slow-mo. The white goes black. You hear Sonic pass a kidney stone. And then you see a big monster Sonic hand smash the ring against the wall.
That's more.
That is more, though, because it at least tells you Sonic becomes a werewolf.
It tells you Sonic becomes something.
Something.
This is just a running enemy.
Even if it doesn't show you any gameplay implications of what that could mean or any story implications, but it shows you something happens to Sonic.
Yes.
Clearly something is happening to Sonic. Sonic is causing something in this teaser trailer. But you can't glean anything from it. He glows. Cool. Sonic the Hedgehog glow in the dark Figma coming out this winter.
Really, yeah.
But now we get into the really weird stuff.
What people have predicted.
Not what people predicted. What 4chan may have leaked in January of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull the picture. So
You can pull it up for our viewers, I'm assuming.
did I not? Oh yeah, I'll definitely put this on screen. For the show. But someone pulled up a screen cap of a post from fucking January.
Forgive me for eating, but I've been talking for so long I grew hungry. I apologize.
That's fine.
I'm not even gonna stick to not eating during the fucking show we eventually do.
It's fine. It's not that loud.
Yeah, it's just a cheese ball. It's nothing like.
Yeah. And again, this is our segue into our ASMR spinoff.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so what's 4chan got now? Or what did it have in January?
Wednesday, January 6th, 2021, posted on the video games board. Did a focus test for a new Sonic game called Sonic Rangers, which is an open world adventure game, which takes heavy inspiration from Breath of the Wild. Did 2 demos, a 20-minute long exploration of the open world, and what might be a final boss battle. Open world is populated with small enemies, puzzles, and platforming challenges. Completing puzzles, challenges, and enemies rewards experience, which can be redeemed in a skill tree. The skill tree unlocks abilities like the spin cycle, where you hold Y, Sonic starts tracing a line behind him, and if you finish a circle, it attacks all enemies inside the circle. Then there's this weird point about lock-on attack returns. I'm guessing they're talking about the homing attack.
Probably homing attack. Which would be interesting to have a lock-on mechanic for like destination of where you want to go.
Yeah, if they expand on the homing attack.
Mm-hmm.
There are bosses spread through the open world. Defeating them grants orbs. If you get enough orbs, you can go to a portal and go to cyberspace. Yeah, I see that eyebrow furrowing.
Yeah.
Cyberspace levels are generation style. I'm guessing like Unleashed Daytime, Modern Sonic kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the music goes hard. Beating these levels fast enough grants you Chaos Emeralds. Exploration and combat was super boring, very button mashy, but whatever. New voice acting by Roger was present. Now for what I think was the final boss. After gathering all the emeralds, you can cut through a thick fog you couldn't before in the open world. A gigantic tree robot thing is the boss. You fly around it as Supersonic, utilizing Spin Cycle and other abilities. Can't take damage on a timer of rings. A ghost girl refills your ring count multiple times. Demo ended after defeating the boss. Game is still definitely early on in dev, but it was rough, not a fun time from what I played. Okay. So.
A lot to glean from that.
Now. And you may think... this is my last thing before I let you talk. Before it's your turn to talk, honey. Get back in the kitchen.
Whatever, sexist parent.
You or some viewers may think, okay, well, obviously anyone can go on 4chan and make a fake leak because it's anonymous, blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
And some of this stuff may be coincidental. Okay. And I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I lean towards this being real. I lean towards it being real the moment I saw this, because there's just 2 or 3 little things that sound like the trailer alludes to it.
The Rangers thing, obviously. The thing that most people... The spinning around the enemy.
The spin cycle. I think the cybernetic thing.
The cyberspace walking.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If the trail behind Sonic isn't like him coming back from a cybernetic world, then that's the trail they're talking about that segues into the spin cycle. It's one of those 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the neon theme, like that rune, alludes to both the cybernetic thing, and this post also mentions a ghost girl. And this is the part where I'm stretching a bit, but I think ghost girl, okay, someone who's dead. This trailer looks like it has cybernetic stuff and ruins. And I think this game might have that kind of very common tropey theme, but especially from Breath of the Wild, which ruins. Is inspiring this game. Ancient civilization has technology more advanced than us.
I would not hold my breath, but I would. If this, let's take a moment to think. Okay, this is real. If this were real, I would be cautious, whether it was real or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I would be excited for the direction it was being taken.
Right.
You know what? Let's assume the best out of this. Let's say that was all they could show, because if they showed any more, it'd be exposed. It'd be absolutely. Let's say they showed the tree boss. Let's say that happens. Oh, like what are we in, like Wispy Woods or something? Like, oh, that's what would have been said, and it's like, no, well, we can't show that because people are gonna think it's just Wispy Woods and all this other crap, like Wispy Woods knockoff. And let's say, okay, they can't show the Ghost Girl because, oh, another companion, people are just gonna think it's 06 or something, and it's gonna think it's just gimmicky.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
Like,
so they kept it vague so that no specific expectations would be had?
That could be a factor, but I'm not positive yet. I'm talking myself through it to try and figure that out. So I'm thinking, okay, the ring feature. We can show that, but no enemies?
That's the part I'm stuck on, is like, why wouldn't they show you do anything? Again, the trees could disappear, or there could be like an explosion or something.
Yeah, something to show.
Or even if that's not what it is, and it's like a teleportation thing. Sonic doesn't fucking teleport. Like, nothing happens.
Yeah. That's the problem.
Sonic makes a crop circle to prank a farmer in Iowa.
Yeah, really, that's all it is. That's the problem, is that it's just nothing.
Right. Now here's the part where this leak potentially gets proven real, as if the couple things it alludes to doesn't...
They got taken down?
So, during Sonic's 30th anniversary livestream, Sega teased a new game coming out at some point in 2022. Blah, 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 blah. Sonic fans soon poked around the trailer's innards for clues. Someone looked at the data, like, for the trailer, like, inspect element, and part of it says Rangers_teaser.
I saw that.
And the gears start to turn. Here's the thing you didn't see. Sega itself stepped in with a press release shortly after that names the game, quote unquote, announcing new console experiences, Sonic Colors Ultimate, and Sonic Rangers. Reads the press release sent to Eurogamer last night before the presentation via email. This is from Eurogamer. So even if this leak is fake, they got the name right. I think that's too much of a coincidence.
Yeah.
It's too much to be a coincidence, rather. So I think, like, worst case scenario, this game comes out and it's nothing like the leak because it was an early build of the game and they changed a lot of stuff. But, like, all of this came together and I started thinking about it. and something came together for me. And it was a crazy, weird epiphany. For the longest time, I've kept thinking, okay, Sonic Team knows Forces didn't do well. They've tried a new thing with Lost World, didn't work. They've tried to go back to the old stuff with Forces, it didn't work. So what do they do now? In the last couple of years, like last, I don't know, like 2 to 5 years, fan games have popped up, exploring the concept of Sonic in an open world environment. And everyone loved those fan games, and people would not shut up about them. They were so cool, utilizing better physics with like Sonic homing, attacking, and spin dashing and rolling down hills. Like the best combination of like classic Sonic and Adventure Sonic in an open world with all these branching paths and hidden nooks and crannies, and oh, you can find the Chaos Emeralds and all this. And of course, Sonic Team would look at that and be like, well, these are just fan games that like one person's making in a couple months and the reception's great. What if we made a game like that? What if we take inspiration from these fan games and really try and go in with like a whole team and a budget of Sonic in an open world? Maybe this is not only what the fans want, but maybe the fans have accidentally discovered the direction we should take 3D Sonic now. Let's do it. Sonic in an open world.
Sonic of the Wild.
Because you saw all these open world games on YouTube a couple years ago, like Sonic Utopia and Green Hill Paradise Act 2, with like hundreds of thousands to millions of views and great reception. And more of them have popped up ever since. But like, again, whenever those came up in like 2017 or 2018, either like during or after Force's development / release, of course this is what they're doing. Of course. And it all comes together. Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So of course they're doing open world, and oh, well, if it's open world, then we take inspiration from Breath of the Wild. Okay, ancient civilization with a technology theme. Ghost Girl? The cybernetic thing behind Sonic. I've been waiting to talk about this with you for so long. So long. When this presentation first aired, I did not even really want to talk about it. I was hesitant on doing another podcast
But now that you
episode.
hear these things.
And then I waited one day, and everything I wanted to talk about these games came out because the presentation showed nothing. Now we know more about what Origins is going to be. We know more about what Colors Ultimate is going to be. And the entire game leaked. In like 2 months, the early build is going to leak. Someone's going to post a file through like a file sharing website on 4chan, and it's going to be the early build of the game that they're talking about, and we're going to play it, and it's going to be like, oh, what the fuck.
Okay, and okay, that does, you know what? That redeems my idea, because as much as I love open world, I will say that an open world style, God bless you, Sonic game. Funny how you always have to sneeze when I'm talking. Well,
I love that you think I sneeze, so I'm just blowing your nose.
Well, you know what I mean. But
now the audience has heard me fully unhinged, and this is what I'm like half the day, and the other half of the day I can't get a single thought out of my fucking mouth.
A lot of us are like that. But
when Sonic is the topic of discussion.
Breath of the Wild. I am always going to have Breath of the Wild on my top 5 list.
Is it your favorite game?
It is in my top 5. I don't know what would ever take number 1, because I think it's irresponsible to have a number 1. I think it's irresponsible because you can't say I 100% prefer this style of gameplay over any other. No, I think your brain would like diversity. It would like to say, oh, I'm in the mood for a 3D platformer, or I'm in the mood for a speedrunner, or I'm in the mood for this or that. I like Breath of the Wild a lot. I don't know if it would ever take the number 1, but it's definitely top 5.
It's up there.
It's up there. And the thing with Breath of the Wild is it was such a revolutionary game to so many people because it took Zelda in a new direction, but the world was so big and bloated with all these things.
Right. And Breath of the Wild, like, It has its issues. You could say,
Yes.
oh, not really dungeons, which would be cool to put in an open world game.
Yeah.
Enemy variety is kind of limiting. The story is kind of bland. But if you're playing Breath of the Wild, you're playing it for the open world. You're playing it for
Yes.
exploration, and I
The
can talk
strongest
shit about
features.
Breath of the Wild. Just exploring in that game
The
is
features.
fantastic.
There is no game. There are a few games, rather, that I have looked at where I can walk in a straight line in a game, turn the camera in any fucking direction, and say, if I were to take a snapshot right now, it'd be a portrait. Breath of the Wild
And
does that.
that's just how it looks. When like you can walk in a straight line and not look at the camera. If you're from a high enough like hill,
Yeah.
your brain can look at one of like 15 things and be like, I want to go there. And it might be
Yes.
nothing. It might just be like a cute little forest or whatever. But your brain wants to go there. There's something about the way that game's made. Bless you, Monolith Soft.
Yes.
That
That's the
your
fucking thing.
neurons fire every second that you look at anything and you're like, I want to go there. And it finally takes all this shit that bigger adventure games promise. You can go anywhere except you can't climb this mountain though, or you can't like go
Yeah,
past.
and
the
it just
lake.
throws that out the fucking window.
It throws it out the window,
And it works.
and
it works to me.
it works.
It works to me because that's all I've ever wanted. All I've ever wanted was to just have no restraint on a big map.
It's a glorious combination of very little to no restraint in what you can do, and interesting environments to explore, and great level design, great map design.
Yes, great map
Especially,
design.
particularly in the use of elevation. Climbing up towers, gliding, climbing up mountains,
Yes.
hills, letting you look at stuff below you. Elevation is what makes that game. If it didn't have that aspect in the map design, we wouldn't be even talking about it as much.
No.
It would be revolutionary, but it wouldn't be this crazy.
But I look at it now and I'm thinking Pokemon Legends Arceus. Obviously Breath of the Wild inspired.
Oh yeah.
Now we're at Sonic. I don't think Mario is ever going to get to that point. Mario is too 3D platformy or too
Mario's already done as much as it needs to with sandboxy stuff.
exactly. He's
64
more of a
Sunshine
sandbox
and
type.
Odyssey, yeah.
That's as far as he'll go. I think that if you're going to
Wait, hold on though.
Hmm.
Bowser's Fury.
Bowser's Fury.
Oh
Good point.
shit! Everything's Breath of the Wild now.
Everything is Breath of the Wild now.
The new 3D Kirby game. No, Drew, sit down.
Please.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
You get to the edge of the ocean and it's a halberd docked, and you see
All
Meta
I
Knight.
want. All I want is for King DDD to march between like two gigantic mountains, and you can just fucking rockability right down on him all the way from up top.
Okay,
That's all I want.
open world Sonic.
Open world Sonic. So you have these three, and you have Zelda, Pokemon,
And Sonic.
and Sonic. Basically Mario, but that's not as big of a map. Mostly water.
It's
gonna say
the same design sensibility though.
Same design.
And you have these other games. Keep in mind, like it's not just this. It's not just
there's-
franchises turning into open world. There's new franchises open world.
Genshin Impact is definitely one of
Genshin
them.
Impact, Horizon Zero, which is getting a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
God of War is
God of War.
kind of open world now.
I think Assassin's Creed kind of does it.
Oh yeah,
Um,
open world. Here's the thing. It is one of the best concepts you could have for a game.
yes. It
Open
is.
world is not inherently good.
No.
It has to be designed well. You need really good level design and control and gameplay mechanics to tie it all together. Open world is just a concept, just as much as shoot 'em up, first person shooter, 3D platformer, party game, rhythm game, fighting game. It is a concept.
But
And it can be done poorly.
But let's say this. Let's say, okay, this Sonic trailer. What if that was all they could show because they're still in the meat of it?
That's the thing. This game is
What if
coming
this
out.
game doesn't release until December of 2022?
That's the thing is they said December 2022, and
They didn't say December, but I'm just saying.
or no, they didn't say December.
Just
but
2022.
usually a mainline Sonic game will come out in winter or close to it, like fall winter, because it's a big seller. Like Generations came out in like November, Forces came out like October, Lost World came out like September or October. This is a normal thing for them because it's like Sega's biggest seller anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, like this supposedly not fun demo is from a playtester trying out a demo. He posted about it early January 2021. For all we know, that was a couple months prior, like October 2020. This game's probably not coming out earliest, for whatever reason, maybe summer of 2022. I guarantee you, though, it's coming out in the fall because it's Sonic.
Yeah.
It's a big seller for the company. They're going to do like between
Christmas
October and
thing.
November of 2022.
Yep.
I see a lot of people looking at this 4chan post like, oh, well, they say it's bad, so it's bad. Bro, I'm sure if you played Mario Odyssey in like development of just like 3 months,
you can thought that game was
can
garbage.
have the best game ever, but if it's only been in development for like 5 months, or maybe even a whole year, and they're still working kinks out and trying out new ideas, it's not going to be great.
Imagine what they went through with Breath of the Wild.
Exactly.
They literally showed that you had a sailcloth, and who knows, maybe that was just sucky. Like, maybe there was just like, no, this isn't going to work. Maybe it just, they put a stamina meter on that, and it was like draining fast. It's like, no, we got to fix that. And
that's the thing. Why do you think playtesters aren't allowed to talk about stuff?
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 reasons. 1, not to spoil what the end product could be.
Yes.
But 2, if they were to talk about stuff, and they get bad reception about certain elements from that playtest, that demo, and the company says, okay, we have a year and a half of development left before we have to release these games for Sega or for like Sony, Nintendo, or whatever before our deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try out some new stuff. That's the other reason playtesters aren't allowed to talk about stuff, is because it's all subject to change. Why would you have someone try out a game when it's not finished yet? To see what people think and to move on from there.
Yeah.
This game could blow chunks 0 out of 10. It's too early to tell. Between some guy that tried out an alpha build with nothing in it and a teaser trailer that shows nothing. It's too early to say, but I believe this 100%. It all ties together way too much.
It ties together too perfectly.
We're getting that with like the popularity of these open world fan games a couple years ago. How long do games take to develop? A couple years.
Yep.
A year before you even start development, you're talking about what it could be. We're getting an open world Sonic game. This is it.
Nothing would make me happier. I'm just putting it there.
In concept.
In concept, yes. But let me put it this way. I just want to tie in a few really quick things. Mechanics. If you're going to do something like a ranger's mechanic, let's say that this is the style of Breath of the Wild where you have to traverse mountains and you have to be so fast you run up them and stuff, and you get a spin dash to do it. I would want an acceleration feature.
What do you mean?
I want to be able to stand at a slope and start running down. And upon running down, turn into a ball. And upon turning into a ball, blast at the speed of motherfucking sound. Faster than normally Sonic can go if it's just a straight line.
Because you pick up momentum so fast?
You pick up momentum so fast that you literally plow through enemies.
I guarantee it's the first thing they came up with.
That's the one thing
because
I want.
Ryan, what you're talking about was in this other little known game called Sonic 1, where you rolled a ball down a hill, and because that's how the world works, it got faster.
No, but I'm saying I want it to be treated as an actual thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. But like,
I want it to be like zooming or like backing out, and then like.
But that's the thing, that's the obvious thing to do. That specific idea is the most obvious thing you can do with an open world Sonic. It's what all of those fan games did, because that's what helps Sonic stand out. Is going down a slope made you go faster. If you jumped off a ramp after that, your jump would be higher. Mm-hmm. The feeling of momentum in those games from 1991 is crazy. And that's why people like those games. That tied in with the good level design that utilizes the gaining of momentum from like a U-shaped tunnel or an S-tube, or a loop-de-loop jumping off a ramp. That's what made Sonic Sonic. Doing that in an open world. Imagine Breath of the Wild with like a car. And you're like drifting around tight corners.
Yeah.
And like quick dodging around enemies. And speeding up down a hill. If you're going to take Sonic in a new direction, this is a good idea. To make a world so big.
Yeah.
It's a playground for physics. Because that's how Sonic started out.
Yep.
And all the best Sonic games, all the best ones, are physics playgrounds. The classic games, particularly Adventure 1 and 2.
I would especially love if they had like a Breath of the Wild infusion with like Bowser's Fury. Like if they had like certain towers that you had to traverse platforms on and do these other things. Like certain Eggman pillars that like get launched down into the ground and like he's captured like the land with these and you just topple
and
them.
Fighting giant bosses like Sonic.
Ooh, and then at the top, sorry to cut you off. Then at the top, there is like that thing that you talked about where he has to go in there and he has to do some weird thing and like a Sonic styled level, like a color styled level.
Yeah.
Then he comes out and does all that. Now my brain's fired up.
Right.
Yep.
And none of it is from the teaser trailer.
Yes, that's the problem, is that
none of it.
The teaser trailer showed far too little for me to be excited about anything. Let that be a note to anyone doing a teaser trailer. You need to show something more than just visual. You need to show a concept.
Yes, the teaser trailer showed a concept, and it could be a cool concept. You have to give the viewer a reason as to why they should think it's significant. Why is this a game changer? Sonic glows.
Okay.
Cool. You come on him and you put him under a black light. Great.
Yeah.
What's the game about?
Trees.
I just realized what I said. Oh.
You do a lot of that, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's great though.
But no,
See, now you're actually excited about this game. And now it's going to be a 3 out of 10. Haha. Gotcha. We got a Zuka.
I am not holding my breath.
Of the Wild.
Yes. I am not holding my breath of the Wild because this could all be speculation.
It's too early to say. Either way, there's no reason to praise the game. There's no reason to hate the game.
Yes.
There's no reason to do anything.
The idea is cool, but if they work on it, then I will definitely think it's cool.
The internet has this fun little gimmick where everything is 10 out of 10 or 0 out of 10. And the best part is, besides that being dumb in the first place, they decide if something is a 10 or a 0 before they know anything about it. But if we can just evolve from monkeys for a second and wait a little longer for info.
We never evolved from monkeys. If we can stop degrading back to the fucking primordial sand we were.
What if Eggman was meant to be like the last human? And they were going to reveal that in their first 3D game, and then they thought, no, that's too dark. The humans can't be wiped out. So they put PS1 models in Station Square. Was Eggman the last human? Did like the animal people take over? And that's the reason Eggman wants to mechanize the world?
He just visions it going back to industry.
I should be a writer. Hollywood, I'm available.
Oh jeez.
I want to write fan fiction. I've thought of so many cool ideas.
That can happen so many times. Just do it. I've done it.
I want to express myself artistically, and then I won't be depressed every day.
Dude, I made a fan fiction that currently has like 22,000 views.
Why don't you plug it?
If any of you like My Hero Academia, I wrote a neat little, adorable little thing called One for Midori. And it is filled with literally fluff and cute shit because I absolutely love that stuff and don't have it in my life.
I do too. I love romance and I love slice of life.
Just anything that you can bring that's cute. I just love it.
So check out my DeviantArt page in 6 months where I write a fan fiction where it takes place in an alternate reality where Sonic Team realizes Metal Sonic's cool and we can do stuff with him besides CD and Heroes. Where even CD and Heroes don't do much with Metal Sonic.
Nah.
In CD, he's in one level and he kidnaps Amy. and then 9 hours later, you race him and he dies. And then he doesn't come back. And that's not even in the last zone. Geez. And then Heroes, you find out he's a thing halfway through the game, and then he turns into a Power Rangers villain because he said so.
Because he said so.
And then look at this Cape Mom.
He is a Power Ranger.
And then Tails and Knuckles put on their moon shoes, along with Super fucking Sonic, and they kill him.
Then he reverts back to regular old Metal Sonic.
In Sonic Rivals on the PSP, I learned this the other day. I looked up why Metal Sonic turned into a lame-o, and it's explained in canon. In Sonic Rivals for the PSP, like 2 years after Heroes, Eggman explicitly says in the cutscene, I took some fucking computer chips out of Metal Sonic so he wouldn't revolt against me ever again. And that is canonically why Metal Sonic has been boring. Now, we don't have that explanation for Tails, or Knuckles, or Amy, or Shadow, or Cream, or Big, or Omega, or Rouge, or the Chaotix, or Silver, or Blaze.
You could just keep going. It's fine.
But the robot guy, who's way cooler than everyone else I just mentioned, is the one that has a canonical reason for why he's actually just, like...
boring.
A living fetus. That's why you can kill him easily in Sonic Forces, is because he's just a fetus and a robot. Jeez. I don't know why I stuck on that one so hard.
I don't know.
Fetus is funny.
Well, we've rambled for 2 hours and 30 minutes.
But it's a Sonic open world game. We can talk for 36 more.
That's true. I say we cut it off soon.
I think that's about everything.
Yeah, I can't think of much else to cover, but all right. I'm at least excited a bit now.
The one thing I should say is this is not the end of Sonic announcements, because again, we don't know much about Origins, even though it's just a collection. They can do more with it, and we haven't even seen final footage of it. And the teaser game, I don't think we're gonna see any more this year. Besides maybe like another trailer later on in the year, but I think they're just gonna wait until next year.
Yeah, that's probably right. I would assume they probably wait till next year's E3.
Yeah, and then just like 3 or 4 months of advertising, and then the game comes out.
Yeah, that would be the safe way to play it. But if they don't play it safe, it could
that'd be unfortunate. But we have other Sonic stuff to hold us together. I imagine Colors is coming out in September. We have a show coming out next year. Hopefully, that show and the Origins collection come out like earlier 2022, like, you know, early winter or spring.
Yeah.
And that'll hold us over. And they say this a couple times in the Sonic Central presentation. These are not the only announcements we're getting. There will be more. I don't know if we're gonna get another like state of play or direct kind of thing. But like I'm sure like
there'll be tweets, there
might be like a new spin-off game coming out for like Xbox and PS5, and they might just drop a trailer for it in like October and be like, okay, it's coming out this December. You know, we could get anything at any time.
That's true.
Even IDW, the new comics guys, they said they're gonna have some announcements soon. They said that a couple days before the presentation, and there's nothing about IDW in that presentation. We have something coming from them that's gonna be big.
There you go.
We're gonna get more stuff. Hopefully more merchandise. I want to see a clothing line at the very least. If I can get if I can get one more thing out of this 30th anniversary, it's not even another game. I want like a T-shirt with Angel Island on it.
That'd be actually pretty cool. Put like the Master Emerald on it.
Oh yeah.
Be nice.
With like a little Sky Sanctuary in the background. Or like Welcome to Station Square. I just want shirts with Sonic environments.
Yeah, really.
I want a shirt with like Chemical Plant and like the Interstellar Amusement Park.
I've always wondered why companies don't just do that.
It's free money.
It really is.
It is free money.
It's not much to put words on a shirt and make it like $15.
It's really weird that it's probably for like the legal reasons. Like this game's been in a weird like legal limbo for a while that hopefully are ending now that it's getting like a remaster in Origins. But Nintendo jacks off Mario 3. Like their life depends on it. And they've been doing it for about 15 years. Sega doesn't jack off Sonic 3. even though their Sonic 3 is like their Mario 3. Like, it's huge. It is a huge, very well-renowned game. The fans have to jack it off for Sega, but then again, the fans jack off even, like, Sonic Drift 2.
Or anything Sonic.
Anything Sonic. It doesn't matter. Even the worst parts of that franchise.
No, fucking Miyamoto is proud to tell you he's the dad of Mario.
The dad of Sonic just made
Listen,
Balan Wonderworld.
Listen, if you call yourself the dad of Mario, that really says something compared to people calling someone like Sakurai Daddy Sakurai. Because because they're fan figures. You look at them and you say, you're the figure for this. Because you're a fan. Because you're the fan that does that. Don't come out as a company and say, I'm Mario's dad. It's like, you just sound like a grown-up parent.
I love hearing you anamorph into fucking go-go gadget grumpy old man. I love knowing that I'm not the only one. And of course I'm not. I'm a video game fan. We all anamorph into grumpy grandfathers at some point about why our childhood was ruined, but kind of unironically. But I don't know. Like, I don't picture you as that, so when I see you transform, it's like, oh yeah.
You just analyze.
They're gonna expand on this in the novels. Yeah.
In the autobiography.
I love seeing the innocent transform into grumpy old people. I loved Ben 10. My favorite Ben 10 transformation was Mike Pence.